Hey, I'm starting alone this time. Most people I invited for this are kind of late, but regardless, hello and welcome to another fanfiction go-over stream where I'm going over some of my old fanfictions. This today's video for this stream we're going over the fourth fanfiction I wrote back in 2014. Fanfiction, which was a continuation from the others I have previously covered on my birthday back in September last year, and in November, which was the prequel during Batman Begins with the Ninth Doctor. In this story, we're going over the hereafter story, which is about the 12th Doctor and Clara and the three Batmen of Batfleck, the Christian Bale and Adam West's Batman. And for thumbnail, I actually have a better image to show in it, but regardless, it's now this. As a setup for before the story actually starts, I remind you how in the previous story, which was the Batman Begins and Ninth Doctor story, it ended with a cliffhanger with Lobo. Lobo was suddenly pulled out from whatever he was doing, wherever he was driving his space hog, to an alien planet or a planetoid, somewhere unknown, and he was hired by the Master, and he was hired by the infamous Doctor Who villain known as the Valeyard. Some Doctor Who fans who would he be here and probably would know more than say would know that the Valeyard is, well, those who don't know, they actually learn when this goes on. So I suppose I'll start to go into this on my own, since I don't exactly have a guest to go over it with me. Yeah. Actually, let's put that out. So, the story, or let's actually read the whole thing, the author's notes before we start. It's this is basically a relaunched chapter that I started out doing back in 2014. I started first doing it, but since 2014 early on was then Peter Capaldi had been cast as the 12th Doctor, but so far he had only had maybe a few minutes of screen time post-regeneration from Matt Smith. So I put this story aside when I was writing it, and then worked on this other story, Traveler Among Wizards, which will be covered at a separate time. And then I came back to it with some proper background characters and characterizations to go over it. So, in case I get the guests show up, we'll just take a pause, remind everyone what's going on, and then move on from there. So, as it is now starts. Like the first chapter known from the Rift, and 12 chapters. This is not, come on, doesn't show. Okay, from the Rift. It was a clear day in Cardiff Bay when it happened. There had been other incidents like it in the sky, as the sky had been ripped open, but no one expected to see a flying motorcycle fly out of it with a cold, white-skinned and red-eyed biker riding it. So basically, that's Lobo. Obviously, that's Lobo. Brand new world, brand new passage to catch. Some pedestrians managed to hear from the bikers say as he arrived, and I'm off. The flying motorcycle blasted off towards the ocean, but with the Royal Air Force having responded to the identified and possibly alien bikers' appearance and had sent 3 military jets in pursuit. And yeah, this is the Royal Air Force. Identified creature, you are to be escorted to the nearest military base to be questioned or you will be shot down. You have 10 seconds to respond. Well, the biker did respond, all right. Putting his motorcycle gears in reverse, he moved back in between the military jets so that the pilots could get a good look of what the biker looked like. Having gotten to the position, biker lifted up both of his middle fingers and shoved his tongue to the pilots. Showed the pilots, actually. Doing this, he kind of looked like a heavy metal music fan with his clothes, face, and hair. Then the biker grabbed the motorcycle handle, twisted the gas twisted gas handle, and blasted off and out of the British airspace. This would have been great to see if what actually happened. Okay. Unit and Torchwood had immediately been alerted on the incident, but by the time either of those organizations managed to get to the scene, the biker had already flown away from Cardiff Bay and British airspace. Report, Kate Lethbridge Stewart ordered arriving to the scene where all kinds of equipment had been put up to understand where the biker had come from. We have put every transdimensional readers we have to find out more. Colorful scarf-wearing scientist girl in large rimmed glasses answered. This was the Osgood. Osgood was in the 50th anniversary special, and then the Zygon episode. We are still expecting for many for any kind of readings, but without knowing or having allies in other dimensions, you can't know who or what that thing was. Osgood said, Kate said, closing Osgood's sentence. Have we gotten any word from the doctor? No, even Torchwood hasn't. Torchwood. Okay, Kate respond. Oh, Tevia's back.
Hello.
Hey, Tevia. Okay, so you want me to go? Did you watch on the or do you need? Do you need to go over this again?
I got on.
So do I need to go this over again?
You can go over on the Yeah, you know what? Sure.
What?
Sorry, maybe. You can go over it again if you want.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically this whole story starts like you remember how the previous stream we went over the ending of the last story.
Yeah, with the whole Kingdom Hearts parody versions.
Yeah, and then at the end of the prequel, there was this other part with Lobo being hired by the Master and Valliard.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah, so this first part is how Lobo then first appears into the Doctor Who universe. It's basically like how there was in Cardiff, there was the whole rift in there. It spreads open, Lobo flies out, the Royal Air Force flies after him, and they say and they will be escorted to the nearest military base to be questioned and have 10 seconds to respond. Lobo basically just flips the bird to both of them, shows his tongue, and then speeds off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Lobo would do that.
Yeah,
and then we have Unit and Torchwood.
Which Torchwood was a spin-off, right?
Yeah, Torchwood was the spin-off with Captain Jack Harkness.
Yeah, I never finished that show. I watched some episodes.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I didn't watch much of it either, but I watched enough to have a Jack appear in this most of the time.
I do know talk about crossover with the main Doctor Who series.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, then going forward, we have Kate Lethbridge Stewart and Osgood was a female scientist who was I had a Zygon twin.
Oh yeah, but then that all fell apart.
So far they talk about how Unit and Torchwood have set up shop at Cardiff, and Torchwood was there first, and they're letting Unit work together with them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Inhaler, because Inhaler, she had Osgood apparently had asthma, so she had to take that. And Gwen Cooper was also in Torchwood. So she's the one in charge at the scene and goes straight to the point. It's a joint operation until further notice. It means they will share their information concerning the alien, establish contact with it, and find out its intentions on Earth. standard procedure.
Yep.
And Torchwood has not received any word from the doctor as of yet. And she said, and Gwen says the doctor is not particularly fond of working with Torchwood as he is with Unit, and doubt that he would even consider picking up the phone if they called him. This was still at the point where this would have been at the time when Peter Capaldi had a right just about then regenerated.
After Matt Smith. Yeah. Which I actually like Peter Capaldi Doctor. I thought he had a cool
and then the doctor wouldn't pick up the phone if they called him unless the caller happens to be Captain Jack Harkness.
Yep.
Yeah. So then Kate nods to the well-known fact about Captain Harkness was the only known asset in Torchwood whom the Doctor did not harbor any grudge against. It was also still unknown if the Doctor had forgiven Unit for the extreme methods trying to stop the Zygons in their previous encounter in the 50th.
Oh yeah, the 50th anniversary when.
This was. I wrote this sometime after the 50th anniversary, and very close before the series 8 when Capaldi was properly there. So I went on a limb and when I wrote this, and I actually looked up some leaked episodes that didn't have special effects added into it to actually also see, to study Capaldi's performance and his Doctor's characterization to do it.
Which, if memory serves me, the 50th anniversary, wouldn't you plan to blow up the Earth? Stop the Zygons?
Yeah, or mostly take off that. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched the other Zygon invasion episode.
Yeah.
So, okay, Kate is then called, and it's about the alien landed in America in front of Gotham City Hall.
Nice.
No niin. On the other side of the planet, Xarnian bounty hunter Lobo had landed his space hog in front of Gotham City Hall. According to the eyewitnesses, at first he had seemed to have crash landed before making a stylish landing and parked his space hog in the street. Reason Lobo had arrived to Gotham was a mystery to everyone but to main man himself. He was on the job on finding the Bastich who had been hired to find the Bastich he had been hired to find and take the fragger to the fanboys paying for. Okay, this is kind of a weird choice of words.
Yeah, I understand.
Lobo walked into the hall, smoking a cigar, gave shivers to everyone from staff to civilians because we all know what Lobo looks like. He would definitely cause people to go, what mitä?
Yep.
True, he did have albino white skin, red eyes, and dress sense that most humans would recognize a Kiss fan, though humans never did have that much of a great level of focusing. See something strange and then walk away. Simple as that. Okay, that's from Doctor Who. That works.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Security personnel asked, "Are you here to meet someone?" And Lobo was basically just blows like smoke in the face and says, "I won't be here for long." Lobo walked in the middle of the lobby where the large statue overlooking everyone in the city hall was. Walked the statue, knelt in front of the flag, read, "A hero can be..." Okay, it's the last words that the Nolan Batman told Commissioner Gordon before flying the bomb away. A hero can be anyone, even a man doing something as simple as reassuring as putting a coat around young boy's shoulders to letting him know the world has ended. There should be to say that one singular boy's shoulders, not.
Yeah. Oops.
Last words of the Batman before he flew the atom bomb over the Atlantic Ocean saved the city of Gotham after it was attacked by terrorist Bane and his mercenaries.
Oh, you take away active languages.
Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, because this is a Nolanverse and the Doctor Who universe. They're the same universe still in this narrative.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. It's been so long.
Yeah. Okay, Lobo has been given something like a tablet that he used the insight on the world's history and what he needs to know. The world's Bastich had his last stand in this very hall against some terrorist wannabe, and so it was the freshest spot where to find his trail. Then, putting the tablet in his pocket, knelt down the floor, tried to find a scent, because Lobo is also a good tracker. There wasn't anything, so the floor had been sanitized many times, and Lobo curses and And where did Bastich number 7 go from here? Now, this establishes that he has so far captured 6 other Batmen from their universe.
Which ones?
You'll learn as we go through it.
Okay.
Lobo walked out of the city hall, focused with his tablet to figure out where the next where to go to next. Yeah, then he had the. I think I took this CTOS system from Watch Dogs, the PS4
Yeah, that makes
game.
sense.
Lobo managed to find footage of the day when the target had been last seen, walked outside to the hall, was about to set off when he realized he was being confronted by a number of police officers pointing their guns at him. It's basically like Lobo is just casually walking, going to
Yeah,
doesn't even mind that there are people pointing guns at him.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Like,
Yeah.
You get treated for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this is Gotham's the police department. The commissioner Gordon, police megaphone behind his men. Under arrest, step away from the bike, put off your weapons, walk here quietly with your hands above your head. Lobo put the tablet on the pog, took a few steps to the police and with his hands up. And this is maybe a little foreseen. Lobo is about to come calmly, like in his defense. And then there's always some nervous cop around there who misfires and he hits the guy. And that's basically Lobo now the excuse to get an action sequence of Lobo basically going hog wild against the cops. First takes the
he shot first, then pat the guy in the face. Because that's stick.
Yeah, and then he takes then Lobo is about to intimidate the officers. There's before he I don't know if Lobo actually can do, but he takes the hook he has to a chain, twirls it around, and then disarms maybe the first row of cops of their weapons off, and everyone's just what? Yeah, probably would be dead, but it's maybe he's holding back just because it would be too not fun if they die too quickly.
True.
Okay, and then about to count to 10, and then this is a quote from Superman the animated series. Yeah. All right, boozers, I'm about to count to 10, and then I'm gonna frag every one of you. 1, 10.
And shot at everything.
And while Lobo is going hog wild, Commissioner Gordon radios that send reinforcements, SWAT teams, National Guard, anything, and Captain Jack Harkness appears behind him. Pull your men, tell your men to fall back, and then Jack goes to face Lobo.
Jack, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay, they fall back. Lobo hadn't even broken a sweat when the officers, and to him it was something close to stretching, and he hadn't even put up much of a fight. Most of the soldiers were probably survived the encounter with him, but they were gonna eat their meals with straws and probably not play violin anymore.
Yeah.
And most of them were ready for early retirement. And then eventually they walk out, and then we get the Captain Jack Harkness of Torchwood Institute. And state your business here on Earth and identify yourself by species and the planet of origin.
Find the bat to get a gun of
donut. Yeah, basically, that's what Lobo would say, that it's his business on Earth, and his species and planet of origin, Xarnian from the planet of Xania. Yeah, Jack has never heard of Xarnia. He has worked with aliens before, and you
flagged.
You haven't. Again with this website, some word got told me that you haven't had it. It's fragged. You wouldn't have heard. It's because Xarnia is fragged. Blew up the whole planet as a high school science project and gave himself an A.
I love that quote from some of the anime series.
Obviously Jack is like, what? And then another line from Superman the animated series, my card. Name's Lobo. It's L as in lacerate, O as in obliterate, B as in brutal, O as in can go with obliterate twice. Yeah, Jack didn't answer, but shot Lobo point blank the face. Lobo recoiled, but he was just It's one of those things where you shoot and then he catches with this teeth and
Yeah, that's what he does. Like,
yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's Batman.
Yeah. Lobo doesn't actually even bother to name it. He's gonna go now because he's working on on a clock. You see, someone's paying him a lot of money for this universe's Batman, and the main man
Always do it.
but he might come back for round 2 when he's done.
Yep.
Yeah. But now Lobo got some trail while he was there. And according to Tablet's info, Batman had fought Bane's foil in the city hall and then followed the atom bomb to somewhere near the river. Then he had picked up the bomb to carry it over the bay and to the ocean, following the trail of scent and was weak with radiation. He rode to the ocean where the tracks were lost. And then he has some other device which points him to Italy, to Flores, because that's where they were.
Right. This is
he goes there. And then he does a visit there, stays around basically doing the same, faster, not to get into the same trouble again. And then he examines the point and finds similar radiation that his customers had at their citadel. And he also, now he pulls out a mother box.
What? Where did you get that new guy technology?
Yes, but a certain Doctor Who, we'll talk about that when he got that eventually. And now he opens a boom tube and say, heads up on the other side, main man is coming. And now back to Gotham with Commissioner Gordon coming to see Jack and witnessing that he is immortal. And calling back to and he's calling back to Gwen back at Cardiff that not from their universe. Lobo said he was paid to collect this universe Batman. And yeah, Batman is supposed to be dead. There's a memorial statue and surveillance, and the Doctor was there when the whole invasion happened.
Yeah, nothing like this.
Yeah, Gordon is just listening to this whole thing and also just Gordon processing it. In this story, I am supposed to use also Commissioner Gordon as a point of view character in some instances.
That makes sense.
Yeah, someone who is learning about this all for the first time. Yeah, and I haven't seen the Doctor for a long time. I think we have someone here, and now he notices Commissioner Gordon, and Gordon asks what it was about. And then they see a picture of Matt Smith and nothing about it yet. But Torchwood and he explains to Gordon that Torchwood and unit are working in Cardiff, where Lobo was witnessed entering their world. So he's asking now he's asking Commissioner Gordon that if Lobo is from another world and looking for Batman, what are Lobo's chances of finding a dead man? And Gordon said, Gordon again thinks back but doesn't actually think. But he knows that it's an empty casket. Well, they had an empty casket funeral, but Gordon doesn't know that he survived. And then then shows picture of the Doctor and Clara. And what was their relationship with Batman? They were with him when he returned later to fight Bane. Now what is this all about? Well, these people may be the only ones who know where Batman is if he is indeed alive. Lobo said he destroyed his own planet as a high school project. How far do you assume he would go with Earth while looking for Batman? And this was maybe responding to some other previous stories comments. Yeah, let's move on.
3, 2, 4, 1. I know that is.
Yeah, okay. No, just reminding everyone about future stuff. Okay, now this is earlier. This is like continuing right from where the previous story's cliffhanger left.
New Guy and Apocalypse.
Now it's the Bound. It's earlier for somewhere else. Yeah, but forgot Homicidal Maniac, Scourge of Cosmos, but sure, fanboys can find a better interstellar mercenary bounty hunter than Main Man. And the Master is sarcastic about it, but he recognizes Lobo's reputation. Only thing that they need is an errand boy to keep hands clean. And Lobo comments that the Master doesn't look very masterly at Valeyard's company.
Yeah.
Yo, what is the job and what is paying? Okay, and now Valeyard presents Lobo with the Mater box. Yeah, which combined with Time Lord technology can also work as a doorway between universes. To access the other universes, he needs to go through the rift in Cardiff. That's the only that you can't just open it willy-nilly there and there. It can only be up where there's the rift, like in Cardiff, or I think Norway has one also where the 10th Doctor and Rose had that one goodbye in Doomsday episode.
Not memory here, so Ben wasn't seeing any Doctor Who.
Yeah, same, but still, that's but regardless, you can't just go and from just like do a Rick and Morty portal and go through like that. You need to go some point and key points, like in Cardiff, open a portal there, and there you can go from universe to another.
So, like, for example, I went on road and the Doctor went in the cyber. Not Cyberman.
Yeah, there was Cyberman in that episode.
I forget the name. The silver guys. I forget the name. Sorry.
There were Cybermen and Daleks in that episode. But...
Yeah, when they went to Cyberman universe, where the world Cyberman, no Doctor.
Yeah. Anyway, to open, now he tests out the rift, and there's it can go through Cardiff, found in Britain on Earth. Lobo recognizes Earth, and it's always that place. Yeah, the rift can boost the mother box and so open a boom to other universes. What way they want him to do is to go to 3 selected parallel universes and bring 13 counterparts, one from each universe of one constant individual. And Lobo is cool with it, and is it if it's anyone he knows. And now this will be a montage.
Yep.
This will be a montage of Lobo going through getting those other versions of Batman from the different universes. And betting just descriptions, it will be easy to guess which versions they are.
Yep.
So, if the first 2 were easy, Lobo had managed to capture 2 of the first Batman from their universe, thus snatching the fraggers of where they had no idea the main man was coming. And another thing was that in the universe Lobo visited, picking them up, had no challenging super geeks to fight. In the third universe where Lobo visited, he decided to do things differently, and so he flew to the police headquarters, made the police commissioner and the officers call out for help as he barged in, shooting up the place. And again, this is another quote from Superman the animated series. All right, listen up. Building has a new sheriff. His name is Lobo. Anyone has a thing to say against it. He shoots off the phone. And there's a red phone next to it.
Oh, I know what it is. Adam West's universe.
The police commissioner and the police chief moved slightly out of the office, but the commissioner moved the red phone and managed to press the only key without Lobo noticing. When they were out, Lobo sat behind the commissioner's desk, put his feet on the table, and now we wait. Lobo said, taking out the tablet, began to check out the history of this universe and find useful information about the target. About the purpose of the red phone. He yells, "I'm waiting!" And that's the way to do it. Then eventually the third Batman shows up. Lobo gives them a fight and defend himself, but eventually Lobo overpowers him and then goes to the next one. The fourth one is a challenge enough, as Lobo was supposed to picking up was a lot of darker, and so was the costume. Facing was to challenges as he fought Lobo with bizarre gadgets against the main man's weapons, and it kept quiet, unlike the previous one, and wasn't much of a poser. Eventually, Lobo managed to defeat this version of its superior strength and set out to drop the first 4 Batman to Valiant and Master.
Which Batman was this?
Did you recognize the first 4? Or the first 3?
I know that one. Put the known one.
There are Lewis Wilson and Robert Lowry, the first 2 before Adam West, from the 1940s serials.
I never seen those.
Sorry. There should be not maybe in public domain, but they are those old black and white. You could probably find clips of them from
Maybe
YouTube.
in an archive, maybe I could try to find them.
Yeah.
I only know
Yeah.
on which one.
Yes. Okay. They're alive. Didn't say alive or dead, so they'd be better if breathing than as cadavers. Yeah. Okay. Ask what they need them for. Are paid to bring them, not to ask questions. Yeah. Whatever. He goes to pick up 2 more before coming back, and bikes not room for free riders. And just remember to collect the one from the Masters universe, because who is the most important one.
Yeah, the known one.
Okay, and now back to present day. And now we get to the alien planet, which was stood for Destiny Islands with the Kingdom Hearts Satan characters.
Yeah.
Where the Doctor left Bruce and Selina.
Wait, what? Why did you leave them there? I don't remember.
Because that was the best place for them to have a start over, and they had already befriended the Kingdom Hearts character stand-ins.
Oh yeah, they did do that. We forgot about that.
Okay, Lobo basically just shows up at the seaside plantation on the planet Hereafter, where blows a hole in the sky and does a whole. Okay. So basically, he just goes around and now he just goes to people and asks, "Hey, new in town, need to find." Okay, another quote from Superman the animated series again. New in town, need to find geek here. If you people will be kind enough to help him, he'll be on his way. Something like that. He shows a picture of Batman. They don't have anything where it is, and then the Lobo is just can do trouble. And that you can't find such a creature without drawing it out. A Lobo is like, okay, can do that. And Bruce and Selina wake up in a bed together. They have been there about 3 years at this point, apparently.
3 years?
Yeah. That's something I chose. Yeah, that's a choice I apparently had. Ormax is here now too.
Hey guys.
Hey. So, were you listening to before our?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so quick run through. This continues from the cliffhanger of the prequel I did with Devia and other guys in November. It's Lobo being hired by Doctor Who villains to capture 13 different versions of Batman from different universes. He has so far captured Louis Wilson and Robert Lowry from the 1940s black and white serials, Adam West, Michael Keaton, and spoke about going for the next 2, which would be Val Kilmer and George Clooney as separate incarnations.
Okay.
Now Lobo has landed back to that alien planet with the Kingdom Hearts character stand-ins and gone to draw out Nolanverse Batman. And in the meanwhile, in the Doctor Who universe, Commissioner Gordon has been approached by Captain Jack Harkness.
From Torchwood, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, of Torchwood. Now, in the present day, in the here, Bruce and Selina wake up in a bed after having been on the Hereafter planet for 3 years, and managed to make themselves part of the colony there. House they lived wasn't big, whereas as big as the mansion Bruce had lived in Selina's first apartment. Like any other house in the human colony, it's an average-looking hut. And they wake up together, and they have their version of Helena Wayne as their daughter now.
Oh yeah, okay, Huntress. Wow.
Yeah, baby Huntress. She hasn't grown up to be Huntress, and by the time she grows up to be Huntress, it will be much later down the line.
Yeah,
if ever.
My bet estimate around 20 years, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, I never got that far with this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Selina gets back. Oh, yeah. Okay. Selina gets up to go see the baby. Bruce thinks about his life there before Hereafter, before Batman, before meeting the Doctor. He could never imagine his life like this, carefree, not afraid. Not except for responsibility of being a family man. Vague memories of his parents before their death was the only clue Bruce had about being parent. But Alfred would have probably been also but I didn't acknowledge it at the time when I was writing this.
Oops.
Brief meeting with the alternate version of his father, and the letter had left him. He had Bruce enough of faith that he could do this. Okay, if Alfred managed to, okay, I did acknowledge Alfred somewhat. Alfred had managed to raise him to be the man Bruce was and had been there for him. Bruce could do the same with the baby Helena. And then the Kyrie stand-in knocks on the door and says that Lobo is here. That they or what she doesn't know it's Lobo, but the Lobo tell them about Lobo's arrival, and he's looking for Batman. And Lobo is born. This is a bit again most of from the Superman the animated series. With Lobo is basically just shooting in the air. Come over here already.
I don't know, Dave. In front of board waiting. I look mosquito.
Yeah. And okay, Sora stand-in shows up with his not Keyblade. Tries to show up for him, and okay, some exercise, but he's bored of it, so he spars with the Sora stand-in. But okay, yeah, this is another quote from Superman the Animated Series: "The more you move, the worse this will hurt. Feel free to go crazy."
Yep.
And Kyrie comes in to has let Bruce know, and Bruce has gone like, okay, the Batsuit was burned. So, in the story set in the when they were in the animated universe, it was burned and damaged, but they have probably fixed it somewhat so that Bruce can wear it and show up to do whatever he can. Maybe I don't know, not sure if how rusty he would be, but eventually Kyrie buys time with he still has the explosive gel gun.
Oh yeah.
And she buys the time and does something else, and okay. Hold on, because I'm starting to get it. Okay. Sora stand-in has been defeated. Kyrie does use the explosion to Lobo's back, and with that, Bruce shows up in his what's left of his armor, maybe enough that he can still look like Batman.
This Batman was Christian Bale's Batman, right?
Yeah, this is the Christian Bale's Batman. Yeah, in his trap. Yeah, okay, and they comments about that when he was with Captain Goofy and Doc Avenger. The stand-ins for Goofy and Donald, but different versions in this one. Never met anyone like Lobo and love you. No, they're still okay. They were killed. He just remembers from when he traveled with them.
Oh yeah. They blew away.
Okay, Bruce shows up. Then Lobo gets back up. The explosion didn't do much damage. And then first rule of warfare: make the target come to you. And Batman responds with a smoke bomb, grappling out, and never let the target know you're coming.
Yep.
Okay, next chapter. 12th hour. I think this is the one where Doctor eventually shows up.
How many chapters do you?
12, just 12.
Just to be quick.
Hopefully, depending on how much we get to end up commenting about this.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the character from that other fanfiction writer, Miss Singing in the Rain, appears apparently also here, and I also recommended her stories from when she was also writing. We were reviewed each other's stories back and forth around the time.
Yeah. Question: I see important events. What my memory here. Was that the movie with Jim Carrey in it? Because I know there was the movie and the series on Netflix.
Huh?
Okay, recap. Basically, there was a series important event with a movie, and then we got a TV show on Netflix.
No, that was one of her fan fictions that she wrote, which would just use the name.
Oh, that's why I got confused. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, Commissioner Gordon has now been told by Captain Jack Harkness about Torchwood and how they involved with catching Lobo and with Unit, and they would have taken longer for the exposition to explain to Sing, but Gordon managed to believe most of what by giving a demonstration of Captain Jack Harkness' immortality. Trying to convince me that this thing came from a parallel universe and not from outer space. Torchwood was founded in the late 1800s by Queen Victoria because of an alien encounter she had at the estate by the same name. In 2007, they had the invasion of the Cybermen, lost their base in London, and then they had Torchwood 3 base in Cardiff under the rift where Lobo flew into their world. Gordon is just...
Wait. It memory to the road that Torchwood wasn't Jack Harkness Torchwood. That was another Torchwood.
No, it was that base, but after that base was lost, then they had just the other base with Jack and Gwen and everyone else.
That Torchwood, the new Torchwood.
Yeah, but Gordon is just about all of what is being told.
I would do that too. Like what?
Lobo is here to find Batman, and Commissioner Gordon is the only known person they can find on short notice who knows more about Batman than anyone else does. Alfred could be there, but Alfred was so out of the loop during the events with the Doctor that he wouldn't work.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah. Understand how much it takes, but. I understand it's much to take, Commissioner, but when working with aliens, the fate of the world is always at stake, and there is no time to wait for you to accept that they exist. Okay, when do we leave for Cardiff? He needs to appoint a temporary replacement and for the deputy commissioner in case the DA's office gets involved. And yeah, this is the other character that was created by me, Singing in the Rain, the DA with Jenna Dawes.
Been a suit when I was mid-20s.
Yeah. This is her character. Report that the incident at the city hall originated from Cardiff, and Captain Harkness' organization needs Gordon to be on site there. He leaves Harvey Bullock and Renee Montoya in charge until he gets back.
Well, Montoya and Bullock in the no.
I just put them there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They didn't appear in it, but I just they might as well be here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There is no other media coming out anymore from Nolanverse that doesn't say that they would not exist there.
Yeah, so screw it. I'll do it myself.
And Jack and Jenna saw at the end of the prequel when there was the time hub. She was 12 years old at the time, and they were at Clarissa Oswin's grave. That one Clara,
who died.
They talk about that. It was thousands of years to someone like him. And Commissioner Gordon is needed as a consultant on what the individual that attacked City Hall is after. That's all he can tell. Office wants more information. Inform them to appeal to the United Nations Intelligence Task Force. And with that, Jack slams the door and throws her out. And then he hits the door, but Jack wouldn't want it to be rude to someone he had met as a child, especially after the 4, 5, 6 incident. This is the Children of Earth special that Torchwood did, which was especially not a child-friendly story.
I never seen that story. Can you do a quick summary?
Yeah, just imagine that it's set in the Doctor Who universe, but it's not one of those stories that would be shown to the target audience, which would be children.
I was gonna make a Squid Game joke after I saw the 4, 5, 6 there, but I assume this was written like many years ago, right?
Well, 2014. I wrote this in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is what's we're gonna do that thing.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been necessary. She used to babysit Gordon's kids and trustworthy person. Be that as it may, but even if they had spilled the beans, that would have been classified information, and she would have been responsible to report it to her superiors. Okay, he leaves Gordon and Montoya in charge, and Gordon just tells them that he's going to head into ground zero where everything happened, and then they use Jack's vortex manipulator to essentially teleport over there.
Wait, then Doctor don't like what manipulator he keep destroying it.
Yeah, maybe he gets new ones. Or where did River keep getting hers?
I have no
maybe
idea.
from Dorian or someone else.
Who knows?
Or maybe he still had it.
Or maybe he just repaired it. Who knows?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lobo is about then comments about first two were easy, third Fragger tried to fight back, fourth gave a decent fight. Don't even ask about 5 and 6, aka Val Kilmer and George Clooney. But Nolanverse is the best so far, as he thinks. Yeah. The Batman one, okay, maybe it's fight, they use stealth. Need bragging more. Okay, eventually he takes a hostage. I remember I originally wrote this with some young girl, but then I had to rewrite this when I took a pause from it and then started writing it again. And I wrote this into whatever. Some old woman hostage, and granny. Yeah, no more Mr. Nice. Yeah. Eventually he takes a hostage and yells Batman to come up already.
Kept on transporting.
Okay. Now to Cardiff with Gordon and Jack arriving there to the restrictor zone. They are meeting with Kate Stewart and Gwen.
Oh.
Gwen Cooper from Torchwood.
I don't know.
They Kate and Gwen. Gwen was the female character in Torchwood.
Oh yeah, the cop who damaged the work.
Yeah.
I know Kate too. I know who she is. She's from Doctor Who.
Yeah. Okay. Gordon is just pleasure to meet considering the circumstances. And before I freak out by Captain Harkness transporting, what exactly is the situation? Yeah, Lobo has currently gone off the grid. At the moment, all we can do is secure the perimeter and be ready for him if or once he comes back. Off the grid, they don't know where he is on the planet at the moment. Ever since Lobo wreaked havoc in Gotham, they managed to get the satellites to follow him and track where he would go. Then how did they lose him? And Lobo flew to the ocean from Gotham, exactly where Batman flew the bomb. He was following the track precisely, but then we got to where the bomb explodes, he stops and does this. That's where you lost him at the moment. No, they find that Lobo went to Flores in Italy, was there 1 hour ago according to the timestamps, and then now they will see him open a boom tube with the motor box he has, and the fact that neither Unit or Torchwood knows about a mother box, Gordon says, I thought you were supposed to be experts about these things. And they are, but they are just as surprised. And this is from Bruce's point of view. He is just, Selina is not going to be happy about this, that he's Batman again, and that he's had to go against Lobo here. But eventually, he does the whole thing at one tactic, like jumping behind Lobo and using escape to basically go put it around Lobo's head to try to keep him out blind and suffocate him so that horses can run away. But Lobo is stronger than that and then easily overpowers him.
And probably knocks him out, probably.
Yeah, good fight, tell you that. And then he basically just throws the Nolanverse Batman on his lob. He throws Nolanverse Batman onto his bike. Says the main man's word is sacred and unbreakable. Told you I'd be on my way after I found this geek, and you won't be seeing me again. And then he does the mother box thing, gets back and flies back to Earth, and he just goes past them back to Earth and. Basically, just goes past the Unit and Torchwood, Gordon, and then everyone else goes to the rift, and he's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, and then now we get it from Gordon's point of view.
Yeah.
He's just nasty habit about smoking, but the way how the day has been going, he might as well start again. What were these people actually thinking to accomplish, and what would Gordon be able to help them? He had no idea where Batman was, and these organizations were also headed to a dead end. Only thing that could have gotten them anywhere near forward would have been if Lobo was to come and show himself again and speak of the devil. Yeah. But while he flies there, Gordon sees Batman on the bike, and he did survive.
Hold it fire.
Yeah, he has a hostage. And then the only ones who listened to the guns, they fired at Lobo, but then
Idiots.
Lobo is just, do I look like I have time for this? And just goes out. And when Lobo is gone, now the Doctor shows up.
Which one?
The 12th Doctor, obviously. Peter Capaldi's version.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He's in the damn thumbnail, so it's be obvious it's him. Okay, well, they're commenting about the changes from the original version. Nothing much matter. Trinity.
Trinity. I get the reference.
Okay, what do you mean closed? Yeah, closed, the Doctor said, walking forward with hands extended to the sky. I specifically remember closing this crack and sealing it with the other ones. But look at this one now, it's leaking. Not making the Doctor aware of their presence yet, Jack, Gordon, and Gwen looked up what the grey-haired man was pointing at. In the sky where the rift was hovering undetected, it was starting to show itself clearer to the naked eye, with something red leaking out of it, like blood from a wound. Oh, Doctor? Okay, Jack finally said, causing the different emotions sprung from the standing. Captain Jack Harkness, the Doctor said, pleasantly surprising a Scottish accent and beaming to shake hands. It has been so long, over 1,000 years. And Commissioner, how is Gotham? Gordon is also, because he remembers Matt Smith's Doctor. He don't remember. Most of these people are just maybe seeing Peter Capaldi the first time. Doctor, the Doctor said, banging says, remember the nightmare child in Narrows in the final days of Bane's revolution? It was me and Clara who brought Batman back to you and led your men to victory. Clara, the impossible girl. Yeah, Clara is still running around.
She didn't die yet.
Yeah, she didn't yet. Yeah.
No, wait.
And Jack remembers the ghost that appeared there, and later talk about so point Sonic at the rift and what's that and where is it coming from? Just now, Kate acknowledges new face, and not here to talk about the face, and they explain to the Doctor about most of the stuff. And what is it? Doctor don't know yet. Until I do, I need to check something. Jack, Commissioner, come with us. Okay, they go to TARDIS. Lethbridge Stewart, keep up watch until I get back. And as the TARDIS faded away at the bay, Kate called in reinforcements and medical crews for the wounded. After they had arrived, Gwen was taking the command and newly arrived soldiers when another boom happened. Gwen and unit soldiers reacted by pointing their weapons at 5 people walking out of a boom tube. Yeah. Gordon is not... Yeah, you'll learn who those are. Well, shoot me now, Gordon said into the TARDIS. Of course, it had to be bigger on the inside. Bookcases are new, and the stairs. Stairs have always been here, the Doctor said. I have analysts to run while we go to hereafter, where the planet where he left Batman after Gwen's revolution detoured the antimatter universe. It's a nice place. And then, okay, Gordon wants to ask what same young man he met 3 years ago. Why did I do this?
Oops.
Okay, 900 years to me, give or take, Doctor says. And the same Doctor 9 years ago with 12 years would be now.
Confusing.
He and the Doctor was 900 years at the time. Someday to stop smoking. Yeah. Now they arrive to hereafter, and okay, Clara sees the Kairi stand-in, and Kairi stands in's point of view, and sees the Sora stand-in being driven off in a beaten and put into, well, maybe an ambulance. Don't worry, I did not kill him off.
Thank God. I was so worried you know Edward.
There are characters in this story that I did kill off, but the Sora stand-in was not one of them.
Fully tell me you're not going to carry it in this version.
Nope. Okay, they reunite their new face, show the hologram on board, and Okay, Sonic, Kyrie, and says standing, and you'll be fine. And they introduce Captain Jack Harkness and Gordon to him, and asks about what happened. And the Doctor uses one of some of those mind tricks that he can use, like putting foreheads together, or one of those things that he can do, and basically sees everything that happens. And Lobo is now bringing the more of those Batmen to his clients. Master opened the doors to get sees Lobo carrying 2 Batman counterparts in. It was actually the first time Lobo was allowed to step in, and one take this them somewhere. No, the Autons will. Okay, they have Autons.
Oh.
The Nestines, Autons from the Nestines consciousness. That was also in Christopher Eccleston's first episode. Those mannequins.
Oh yeah, those guys. I completely forgot about them.
Yeah.
They haven't used anything since.
Yeah. The Master then asks, "Have you collected the one counterpart from my universe? The Fragger in black armor, the gray ones from, and the Batman in gray suit is from Lobo's universe."
Wait.
Yeah,
Which
and
one?
then he says, "You were not advised to get any counterparts from unselected universes.
No.
Had to improvise when one of the selected ones got himself killed during a Cold War." And just to make it clear, this Batman who died during Cold War, that's the Red Sun version, because that is actually that wouldn't work anymore, because I realized it later when I was. Oh, Robert is showing up now.
I am so sorry. I overslept.
Yeah,
Robert.
it's okay, man.
Yeah, Discord said you were playing Warcraft.
Whoa.
Well, I left it going last night, so.
Oh. I just think you are more reliable with Tristan because she's doing her stream as well.
Well, she said she's going to be doing for first hour. It's just her and the usual 4 first.
Okay. Quick recap. Remember, Lobo has been hired to do Doctor Who villains, and he was hired to capture 13 different versions of Batman from selected universes, one of them being the Doctor Who and Nolanverse universe. In response to his presence in the Doctor Who universe, Unit and Torchwood, mostly represented by Captain Jack Harkness, and he has also taken Commissioner Gordon to work with him as a consultant. They just witnessed as Lobo had followed the trail to the Hereafter planet where Batman and Catwoman were left earlier, and when Lobo took Batman from there and he has left, the Doctor has now showed up as the 12th Doctor, and he has gone back to Hereafter to see what happened there. And in his right after he left, the rift opened again, and 5 so far unidentified people have walked in.
Mm-hmm.
So Lobo is dropping off the 2 Batman he has picked up, the Nolanverse version and the one from his own universe, which he was told not to do. But he had to because one of the selected one got killed during a. I originally wanted this to be the Red Sun Batman, but then a few years later when I did the Red Sun video, I realized this character is not Bruce Wayne. It's some random Russian who was unnamed.
I thought what Bruce Wayne at Red Sun.
No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been. So he replaced the missing one with the one from his own universe. Yeah, the Master just, okay, let's roll with it. And they have Autons to handle the counterparts from past this point and go get the last 5. And then he asks about Valeyard's where Valeyard is, and it's not your concern. Lobo is about to and while leaving, and then he realizes that while the other Batmen are taken away and the Master is looking elsewhere, there's someone hiding in the shadows who has likely escaped. One of the Batmen who was caught has escaped.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay, now back to the Hereafter planet. The Doctor enters the Kyrie stand-in's mind, accesses her memories with the. It's one of those things that, Robert, you can go out. The Doctor can do those fingers on the forehead or forehead against forward to see someone else's memories.
Yep.
Okay, so he sees the exploding space-time corridor, aka boom tube.
Yep.
Yeah, Doctor doesn't know that those were in anyone's control, and if Lobo is from another universe, he might have gotten it from there.
Right.
Said that someone was paying him to get their universe Batman. If he can travel between universes, then who knows what kind of other technology he has in his possession.
Mm-hmm.
So Gordon mentions that there was a fact he was hired their Batman, but imagine if who hired him to get other Batman, and who hired, why, and what do you get done with a number of different versions of someone. And then Selina shows up because it basically the first scene. Robert, you were here, but Bruce and the Nolanverse Bruce and Nolanverse Selina, they have lived on this planet for 3 years after Dark Knight Rises. They have their Helena, the baby, some-year-old baby with them, and she just woke up, left, and while she was looking at the baby, Kairi ran, told Bruce about Lobo looking at Batman, and then went, and she's basically just coming back to the situation as it's happening.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Ask about she actually films at Kairi stand about asking to become Batman, and now he is. And Doctor is all, well, good to see you again and meet you too, because she has the baby Helena. Selina is carrying the baby Helena.
Right.
And here's another joke about how the Doctor can speak baby.
Right.
When did he get here, and who are you? And because Selina is again seeing the Doctor with Peter Capaldi face. He's the Doctor, just with a new face. And what's your language around the little huntress? The Doctor says, the baby you're carrying. She calls herself Huntress, the child of night and thief. What are you talking about? Her name is Helena. And Doctor goes, I speak baby.
I always love that. I speak baby.
That is so funny.
Of course he can speak baby.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then they assume that a bounty hunter from another unit was hired to capture our Batman, probably because some are among some other number of doppelgangers, and that might be about it. And Jack again, Captain Jack Harkness, by the way, and stop it, that running gag.
Yep.
And what I'm about to say, and Gwen called about the rift. The Doctor had about where they come. Lobo might be gone, but some other people stepped through it to their world. Clara and Sheena, what people? 3 men and 2 women who claim to be coming in peace. And according to Gwen's last text, they call themselves the Justice League.
Oh! Yay!
Yay!
Let's go! Wait, what's the last thing?
Well, you'll learn. With this news, the Doctor used a psychic paper to discharge Kairi from the paramedics for her and Selina to join them on their way to Earth on the TARDIS. And now the Nolanverse Batman regains his consciousness as someone pulls him out. It's basically like Neo's awakening from Matrix.
Yeah.
He wakes up in a pod and is pulled out, and most of his costume has been taken off. The gloves, mask, cape, and utility have been removed. And that's the rest of the costume he's wearing on. Now, stay down. A voice said above. Bruce sees something moving and pushing something else, and I did not believe it myself when I heard it, but now I see it. Bruce heard his savior say as he pulled up on his feet and was face to face with his savior. He couldn't almost believe it either. It is an honor to meet you, me. I'm not sure about this dialogue.
Yeah,
you can guess who the savior is. Whoever had saved Bruce had his face, so it was like looking at a mirror. Although there were some differences in facial features, the chin was wider, the hair was a different shade of lighter brown, and this man who had saved Bruce was like a different version of him, which reminded Bruce when the Giant had to talk about the number of 6 people who had been caught, and he was the 7th. So this is an alternate version of Bruce wearing a gray textured bat suit with a yellow emblem holding the symbol of the bat in the middle, with dark blue combat boots and boxers.
I don't like the Batman.
It's Adam West.
Yep.
Yep.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's a confusing sight because when you compare the armored Batman looking at the grey tights Batman and
Which,
say,
to be
yeah,
fair, I
say,
don't want Batman being so many
yeah, and where are we? And I would say somewhere unknown, the alternate Bruce said, walking away and gestured Bruce to follow me. I managed to escape from my imprisonment thanks to the electric life support system in my uniform, and then by switching my place with one of those faceless creatures. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be Adam West or William Shatner now that I read it.
I know. Yeah.
Bruce returned to his bar and looked at what had been put in his place. It was a faceless humanoid that looked like a mannequin. He could have stood for longer if the alternate Bruce hadn't pulled everything out. What was your plan after getting me out? I was hoping it would come, hoping to figure it out if there were more of another me. The effectiveness of our detection skills should have been doubled with multiple points of view. What I have found so far is that someone has hired to capture 13 versions of us, and those bird creatures are called Autons. What is someone going to do with the different versions of us? Bruce asks. Good question, old chum.
Good question, old chum.
When you were brought here, I saw them bringing on another version of us as well. If we hurry, we might save him from being put deeper into a coma like you always were. Bruce followed the alternate through corridors, evading Autons, and then the next point with the other Bruce. Alternate one seemed to keep out, keep hidden equipment, hidden from his boxer shorts, and apparently there was a reason for keeping underwear over your clothes. So Adam West Batman has the equipment hidden there too. So if I were to see two versions of myself after waking up, how would you react? I was in denial after I saw you and this fellow here, but my call of duty told me that you needed my help. You were confused, but accepted me fairly quickly. How do you assume he will react? One way to find out. After we save him, we need to find our equipment. Agreed. The alternate Bruce said already opened the pod. We need to put one auto in his place, or the displacement will be discovered. See one coming in now. Wait for it, and okay, switch up, and they pull on another Bruce out. And there's this is basically the something of the Injustice 1's Batman vs Batman fight, but there's a reactionary fight. I dodge the other and feint and go like, and it goes, "You're good," expecting otherwise. Well, no. Eventually, okay. They went to go loud, relax, look at the situation, and goes like.
Hey, quick question, Pika. What do you think about how lately it seems like a lot of writers, when they reference Adam West Batman, they kind of label him as the most prepared Batman?
That actually happened recently in Joshua.
Because of stuff like the Bat Shark Repellent,
that was so funny. That made me laugh because I loved it.
What do you think about people kind of setting that up as he's the most prepared?
I think I also had the same sentiment when I wrote this, considering we'll see. And here's the list I gave to some, Miss Singing the Rain herself. Like the Batman who have been captured so far. The first two that covered, and Louis Wilson, who would be wearing the first appearance suit, Robert Lowry, the Silver Age suit, Adam West in his own little updated suit, Michael Keaton in the Return suit, Val Kilmer in the Troika suit,
I know what that is.
George Clooney.
Troika was the event, and was the suit that Batman wore after Nightfall ended.
Yeah. George Clooney is the Earth 1 costume. Christian Bale has the Dark Knight Rises, and this other 8th one was supposed to be Batfleck. He had been just cast at the time when I wrote this.
So you didn't know how he was going to be handled.
Yeah.
No, I basically just took inspirations from, Dark Knight Returns and maybe New 52.
You weren't far off.
Because technically, Dawn of Justice did take a lot of influence with Dawn of Returns.
Yes, and the Justice League is basically, if it's Batfleck, it's supposed to be. It would be probably, but the Justice League would have been down the line if the movies had gone a little further, or something between after the Justice League movie and before the sequels with other stuff happened.
Yeah,
Maybe somewhere in the middle, this would have been where they were before Nightmare happened.
Yeah, before everything went to hell.
Okay, now in another day okay, now this is supposed to be the DCEU or Snyderverse as it was when when Lobo has now taken Batfleck and flies to Cardiff, and now Superman flies after him, and it's just and this is actually something that in the other story I wrote with the crossover with Harry Potter, Lobo was sent actually had a cameo there as a future version who was basically helping to fix up a different thing. But now
I'm gonna be right back. I'll be very quick. You don't have to put me off. I'm just grabbing to grab a drink.
Okay, now we get the Justice League that shows up. It's basically Superman, Cyborg, Zatanna, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman.
This last, in my opinion, still makes it much of an idea.
No, sorry, but I needed Cyborg for reasons. Superman is a clear, obvious thing. Gal Gadot had also been cast at this point. Aquaman, Jason Momoa was also cast at the point, and I was around that point when I was shipping Batman with Zatanna at the point. I grew out of it. It was a phase, and I grew out of it.
Who?
I'm back.
Who did you ship him to?
Batman and Zatanna at the time. It was a phase, and I grew out of it.
I do like that.
I don't mind that in some versions.
I didn't mind it either. I was okay with it enough to have written it as a past that they actually had in this my version of the continuity. But when you have with it and you do something with it, you eventually grow out of it, or are just okay with it to acknowledge that. Okay,
the it's a phase, though, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, no, it's okay, no, but it's something that I eventually grew out of it in the same sense that I have grown out from obsessing over other stuff. Like, I would like to see, and I used it to a point. Then I didn't have the same enthusiasm with it, and eventually it was something that died down.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, we all have obsessions. I have obsessions.
Yeah. Okay. In the DCU version of Cardiff, they also find the rift, and using Zatanna's magic and Cyborg's technology to analyze it. The Cyborg ends up opening Boom Tube. This is why I used Cyborg. And so they end up now in the Doctor Who and Nolanverse. And of course, Unit and Torchwood respond exactly as they would.
By the way, I just realized what another different alternate bat you could have used. It would have been crazy, but you could have used.
Oh.
Nope.
Darklaw.
Wait.
What? That would have been a good one.
The Wolverine, the amalgam version.
That could have been a thing too. Now they're
I can make him work in this story.
There are other alternate versions that show up later, but yeah, he could have been one of them.
That's what I'm saying. Just imagine this one be like, he's not a Bruce Wayne, no, but you could be just like, hey.
So he's Wolverine and Batman together.
Okay, Justice League now appears in Cardiff, and Superman says, "We are not here to cause any trouble. I am Superman. I speak to you in the behalf of the Justice League." And Torchwood, they don't care who they are, turn back, and they will open the fire. And Superman says, again, this would have been what the characters would become down the line instead of what they were basically stuck as with the movies we got in the DCEU. Superman tries to talk everyone down. The guns won't be. And he says, "Shoot me now if you don't believe me." And okay, maybe they do shoot. And Superman just says, "We are not here to cause you any trouble. We are looking for one of our own. He was abducted by the Xarnian bounty hunter known as Lobo, and they have tracked him there using the boom tubes." And describe him. And again, there's some nervous soldier who misfires. Again, there's a needed action sequence. And Robert, we have talked about how Wonder Woman had been flanderized as a warrior woman, and I am also guilty of it because when someone shoots, Wonder Woman is the first one to do a war cry and charge at the
No,
soldiers.
she normally wouldn't.
Wait.
No, but this is something even I was guilty of seeing Wonder Woman that way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
But eventually, Superman does what he did in New Frontier.
For some reason, I heard Susan Eisenberg's voice when you said "Hiya."
Yeah.
Well, she has done that. Hiya, I mean
it does.
Eventually, but eventually, before it gets any worse, Superman does that he did in the New Frontier and just makes everyone and it makes just everyone stop what you're doing. He doesn't say anything. He just floats in the air after that, and have a show that the boom came from him clapping his hand together. Okay, maybe some heat vision in red eyes, but otherwise, I said now stop it. Okay, Kate Stewart then goes and lower your weapons. They have made themselves clear. Introductions and Superman. Can you can call Carl? I don't know that one. I don't know why I wrote that. Superman says smiling, reforming and descending from the air. With me are Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Aquaman, and Zatanna from the Justice League. As I told you, they're looking for their own. Yes, and they're looking for their own Batman. Okay. Now there's the to differentiate them at the time, because I didn't have no good in-universe nickname. It's just Adam West is Batman number 3. Nolanverse Batman is Batman number 7, and Batfleck is number 8.
Who's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13?
You'll learn.
Okay.
Yeah, they ask about it, and after they because Lobo is from Batfleck to he says a Lobo because real name is to be unpronounceable. He is the last of the Xarnian race who destroys his own planet and now works as a bounty hunter, has regenerative power, meaning that he can grow back from even if he's cut into pieces and reduced to blood. That means we can and should use lethal force against him. What do you know? How do you know that? More than enough runnings with him during time in the league. And this was before the first trailers came out, and we learned that he was a voice modulator.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't have a voice modulator when he went on mass. So,
which I don't get why do the voice modulator stuff in live action? I don't get it.
Well, it was a thing, and okay, and there was some comparisons compared to that other aspects.
Get him there.
Okay, Adam West may eventually notices something to explain why do. And then they go to some room where they find technology that's from another apocalypse technology, like the matter box, but also some other technology that he doesn't recognize.
I know what it is. It's dark side technology.
It's Darkseid's technology, but don't worry, Darkseid is not here. Yeah, and they find basically a room with other pods that they are supposed to be put in to do what they are needed for.
I'll be back.
But there's also a 14th pod.
14?
There's a 14th for someone else.
Who can see?
Yeah. And then Dr. TARDIS works comes back to Cardiff now, and then Zatanna recognizes Gordon, Catwoman, and she guesses that the Kyrie stand-in is the Robin. And I said that it's basically it was back then. The Kyrie would have been the stand-in for Robin in the Nolanverse, and she basically grows into that role in this version.
Fair.
Yeah, and Jack is also Halloween already when seeing the Justice League as they are, and Captain Jack Harkness, the Doctor, Superman introduces himself and the League, and they have been briefed on the situation. And Clara comments about does S stand for Superman, and no, it means hope. And Superman likes hearing that, and the Doctor meeting Superman would probably be like if it was any version of Superman, the Doctor would have this reaction. I hope it would be this reaction.
Right.
I like you already.
And then they also remember that they first learned about the Dalek Khan, about the Justice League from Dalek Khan and the Weaponers database in the antimatter universe.
They did?
Yeah, back when that's what Davros was told them about why they were trying to get the anti-monitor.
Right.
Oh. Yeah, I could be forgot about that. What?
Yeah, the Doctor introduced himself most to everyone else, and Aquaman goes, parallel world it is, and they know Commissioner Gordon from their universe, and Catwoman is not a stranger to them. And since the Nolanverse series never used Catwoman moniker, they just she is basically just Yeah, and Doctor is just good. We can skip introductions now. How exactly did they manage to come to their? Doctor wants to know how they came to the universe, and they go with explain the Lobos and cyborgs in. Okay, Sonic's cyborg. Cyborg is mid. What are you doing? And analyzes them, and then goes to boom tubes and explain what those are. Okay, dialogue, lots of dialogue, and this would be bad. Yeah, when Lobo took their Batman, he escaped the world Cardiff to a boom tube. And the Doctor noticed, okay, now they comment about actually the whole thing. The rift that Lobo used to travel is supposed to be closed. The Doctor closed it when he had to reboot the universe as Matt Smith, sealing the cracks in the scales of the space and time, including sealing the rift shut and what?
Yep.
Yeah. And no matter how much you say, you should never be able to open again, no matter what universe you try it in. However, if using boom tubes can make traveling between universes possible, then that leaking red substance must be the harm caused from doing it. The more you travel, the more it leaks out, and he doesn't think it's for good. So they want to find out who is behind everything without repeating the Battle of Canary Dwarf. So they should just open one boom tube and no more. Rift would only turn worse.
Battle of Canary Dwarf. What's that?
Yeah, it was a Cybermen versus Daleks.
Oh yeah, it was that story from the Nintendo story. Oh yeah, Doctor.
Right.
Okay, then we get Satan's magic used to do, and basically since Kairi was wounded and they was just basically pulled her from the EMTs, the Doctor as Satana to use your magic to heal her wounds, and then she goes, Leah basically heal Robin's wounds and fix her uniform. Speaks backwards that, and that's basically now this way Kairi is physically fixed up, but also her clothes are basically turned into a Robin costume. Robin costume.
Yeah. Tim Robin costume?
No, it's some more original version, like a black skirt and red hoodie with long yellow shorts with green sneakers and hoodies, and she had a red hoodie that got green sleeves and a yellow hood, along with the arm. No, it's basically just normal costume, like shorts and a hoodie over a black t-shirt with green sleeves on a red with red otherwise, and a yellow hoodie. It's basically that kind of Robin. It's basically like a Robin themed hoodie.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Doctor. Robert, do you remember what Upsilon radiation is?
Barely.
Okay, that's what the Doctor recognizes Satana's magic.
Okay.
That radiation channel is speaking backwards, used to regenerate tissues and fix uniform. And then they also get the whole lore dump on what a Robin is.
Right.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
They said that their Batman has proteges who used the name, and they mistook Kairi standing as the Batman partner. No, it's not taken. Now they try to open a boom tube, and that causes. Okay, they talk back and forth with Gordon and other stuff, and okay, now we get another Elseworld Batman shows up. It's the vampire version.
Of course.
That one is a psycho killer, basically.
Not only in the last part of the trilogy.
True. And in the beginning he was fine, but in the last part he
in the second one he was still struggling to hold his heroism, but in the third one he was far gone. And this is probably something what he's pulled from during one of his rampages.
Oh, not that good.
Yeah. Okay. Now back to the three Bruces. Batfleck is going through look at the machines. He knows more about this technology than these other Bruces
That
do.
makes sense.
And while they're doing it, Adam West and Christian Bale, Batman, are talking about what differences are there between their careers. And they talk about both have Alfreds, and they both have worked with Commissioner Gordon. Adam West mentions the red Batphone we saw in the previous chapter. And then he asks about Robin and Batgirl, and Christian Bale Batman doesn't know who those people are.
That's funny.
God, and Batfleck listening in while he was doing this says, "Congratulations, that you just became the better man than us." Because this version is the one who has had dead Robins.
What, Jason Todd?
Yeah, this one actually was Jason Todd. I have later wrote into story set in the universe that he's from, where Nightwing does exist. Jason has come back. Tim is Red Robin. It's basically the New 52 status quo for the Bat family over there. Because New 52 was a thing when I wrote these stories.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Then it died. What ended?
Oh, by the way, quick thing, Pika. I just reached 1 million views, and you know what my second and third most rewatched PTN is?
What is it?
Marvel vs. DC and JLA Avengers.
Obviously, those would have.
Oh, that's so
I should
cool.
do a video on those tools. I have them.
Yeah, and but my number one is the one Tristan and I did. It was Batman Year One versus Superman Year One.
That's recent.
No, that was less than 50.
Oh.
Yeah, can you believe that? That's like my for you and the two you and I did. Those are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7 highest view videos.
Huh. I know the Plastic Man one.
That sounds like an achievement.
It is.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. Okay, that much has gone so far. Okay, good news and bad news that the Batman does. Good news is that he knows where their stuff is, that where they can put find the rest of their costumes. And once they get outside, they can use the mother box he pulled from the machine to come back with reinforcements. With the bad news is he has figured out what they are for. Something called Bad Wolf Project.
Oh no!
No, not again.
Didn't have enough time to read the whole program. It's to try to do something kind of a resuscitation on something or someone.
Okay.
14th
I have no
part.
idea. Actually, I have no idea. I don't know what.
14th part is meant for a patient, and they are the donatable organs.
Of course. Vampire Batman,
the Vampire Batman is then causing havoc in Cardiff, where if Superman tries to keep it down, but vampire magic, whatever is going on. Selina commented, "I hope unit has silver bullets." But eventually, the Vampire Batman recognizes Selina as a Selina because I have covered the Vampire trilogy. Selina had the calming, Selina had a calming result on the Vampire Batman that eventually it can cause him to pause in seeing her, and while he pauses, Zatanna and Cyborg use magic and a boom to basically push him back to his world.
Ow.
Zatanna says, "Monster, go back to your world."
So did it okay? Remind me though about Batman. Did it after part 2? This is part 3.
It's during part 3. Let's go with it's from in the middle of part 3 while he was going after his own villains. Before Gordon, Alfred, and Two-Face and Croc went to war with him properly.
Yeah. Oh, poor
Okay, but then eventually the Doctor used the demonstration he saw to emulate with the sonic screwdriver to open another boom tube to eventually what he probably sees things that is from okay, the Doctor explains it like this. First, he borrows Cyborg's motherbox technology settings, combines them with TARDIS telepathic circuits. By doing that, he can pinpoint from the time vortex where and when Lobo was hired for his job. And if he's doing this right, this boom should take us there. And basically, Superman, Clara, and Jack then Jack go with Doctor through the time boom tube, and it's basically an apocalyptic world where buildings are demolished, sky is red, substance like that for bleed is coming up, and they think, okay, whoever hired Lobo is from this world, and okay, Cyborg is also, because they need the Cyborg to open a boom tube again with them, and then the Doctor, while looking out, he steps on something and finds a tablet or an iPad. The Doctor uses a sonic screwdriver on the screen, making it its life. While after browsing it, the Doctor finds a gif of a man in a suit smiling with a red bottle with the text Vitex reading with him and going, trust me on this. Trust me on this. And then goes, Pete's World. They are in Pete's World.
Yep. By the way, question, how do you think Batman would react to someone like River Song?
He would not like her. If anything, he would say she's annoying.
Depends on what the first impressions will be.
That's fair.
If I have a simple meet her when she's in the middle of a case, but she hasn't killed anyone.
Oh yeah, because
she's willing to kill. She's willing to kill. People gotta remember that.
Yeah, she was going to kill at the Hitler, which is funny.
Probably rush to first his armor and question what the hell she's doing.
Yeah.
And like say that and like go, just because you know how to kill doesn't mean you have to, and basically that
Jack, you remind me
and not to mention he doesn't work with people who use killing as the first option.
And I imagine she's like, you remind me so much of him.
Yeah, the Doctor.
Likely.
You would so say that.
Yeah. Okay. Back on the other side. This is basically just because like at the time I wrote Batman and Zatanna to have a past.
Right. You said that.
And Selina is sensing that it's there, and it causes some turmoil, but it's still two different versions of the same man that she and Zatanna. But this doesn't lead anywhere. He says it's not over. Whatever they are fighting about is over, but just ignore this. Just ignore.
Yeah, let's ignore it. It's just love triangle BS. We don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Batfleck leads them to their stuff, and Bale comments that why would they be all in one place? But no worry, it's not a trap. And Adam West comments that trust something to an emotionless robot mannequin, and this is the result. And then they get their full costumes then.
Yep.
Well, the first thing that Batfleck does is take the thing from his belt, and basically it's something of a signal. It's like basically like Jimmy Olsen's signal card that he might have one of those for himself, but doesn't use it unless it's absolutely necessary, like in a situation like this. And since Superman doesn't respond to it, okay, they're not on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a transmitter that would send a signal that would be sent to be called the most alert receiver on the planet, and the receiver is always online. And okay, ignore that. Okay, then they move on again. And go to other versions who are too much of a deep coma that they can't be woken up right now.
Yep.
And then there is why put us in these things that they're going to be putting the parts in the lab? if there's these are temporary holdings, sounds reasonable. If they are to be donated organs, they are just the freezers. They need to get to a higher ground where these things won't run in them. And we were out here, and they use the boom to that they can leave, and they come back with the reinforcements, and then they walk around Cardiff, and then the doctor comments that Mickey and Rose were traveling with him then when he first was here, and Mickey stayed behind when it was over. Then came the Battle of Kennedy Wharf, and Jack wasn't there, and the doctor is remembering things as.
The clone.
They comment about his face that he. And Clara questions if the Cybermen did what has happened, and they have no idea what caused it back then. But Superman has been Superman comes later back to this world, but mostly because the sky is red, the sunlight is also kind of red, so he can't exactly use his powers to full unless his powers drain out. So he has not been able to find a sign of anyone besides them. But there are survivors, they just don't come across them in this story.
Wait, what survivors? No.
Other survivors that are relevant, but not in this story.
No. Maybe you'll find a nice story.
Yeah, the twin. Yeah, then Superman comments that he can hear the Doctor having two hearts, and
if you lose everything, there's nothing to lose.
Yeah, okay. Cybermen, who decided the first course action is after surviving this, and if you lose everything and have nothing to lose, you need to start over by rebuilding. However, they do it. Multiple Batman are parts of that, and science. Even Gordon was there too. And hey, Swan.
Oh yeah, for kind. How are you guys? I'm John. No guy can read that.
Yeah, hey Swan. Going through my old fanfictions, Doctor Who, and
Batman.
Nolanverse Batman, but also Batfleck and other characters. Rewind and watch it. What's going on if you want, if you have time.
Catch up.
But eventually, now they've come to the conclusion, and the Doctor asks Superman as Doctor if he knows anyone who could be responsible to use Batman together. And eventually, don't know yet, but then eventually he gets some idea. They go to no. Doctor has asked Superman to take him to. Yeah, I wrote this back in 2014. Doctor asks if Superman can fly him to see one place before they leave, while the others go back to the Rift. And it's where Peter and Jackie Tyler had lived after Medusa Cascade with Rose and the duplicate Doctor created from the Doctor's severed hand.
Question: the Medusa Cascade, was that the Battle of Earth, the multiple Earth from? Who?
That was when it happened. Yeah, they talk about what would have happened to Peter, Jackie, Rose, and the duplicate Doctor. And Superman they talk with Superman and about it, and aliens bonding as aliens, and why he's looking at his hand. And now the Doctor just said that he was cloned into a human hybrid when he left to live here, and clone created from. And now it hits the Doctor. Now it hits. Like he started to remember that how he was cloned into the Metacrisis Doctor, and then he was counting down his regenerations from first to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, and so on and so on. And then he counts them out, crashing, and then that makes him realize that he needs to get back to the TARDIS. And meanwhile, now the three Batmen come across that one person who should be in the 14th pod, the Bad Wolf. Because it's marked as Bad Wolf. However, Batfleck is too focused. Batfleck is too focused to go in getting to the getting the reinforcements and getting out of there, while Dale and Adam West they go back to looking at the Bad Wolf project and who's there. And as they and he leaves them trail to follow, but and what are you supposed to do? And they look at them, they find the machines, and basically they see figure of a white female with blonde hair, look like to be in her mid-50s, wearing a hospital gown. And maybe if Batfleck had stayed, because Adam West's Mr. Freeze didn't have a Nora, and Christian Bale didn't have a Mr. Freeze to fight.
Wait,
But they would see that, they would recognize the parallel between this character and this character. But eventually they look at life support systems and they can make it. This woman who's held in a pod is the Bad Wolf, and she has been severely injured. Machines are keeping her alive, but she doesn't have any kind of special healing. She won't survive outside of it. And now Valiard shows up.
Oh no.
Now, they come in. And Valiant says, refers to them both, but Batman especially, as Bruce Wayne. Met him twice in the world and never suspected him to be Batman. And then Batman number 7. Okay, Bale recognizes figured a face, and it's to be
it can't be.
Yeah, created him from his own vanity. Yeah, he said. Yeah, Valiant says that he was created from the Doctor's own vanity, left with his memories and feelings for the Bad Wolf. Handy, but not in long term. He literally says that he is the Valiant and he is the woman, the Bad Wolf's doctor. It's Rose is in the pod.
What?
Yeah, Rose Tyler is in the pod, and Valiant is the Meta Crisis doctor.
Why? Wait.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Wait, what? Sorry, my attention's being all over the place right now.
Yeah, because Valiard, apparently the clone.
Valiard is the Meta Crisis doctor.
The Valiard is some people theorized after the Meta Crisis that that he could become the Valiard. In fact, one of the comics teased that was going to happen.
Yes, I was one of those people, and I ran with it with this story.
Wait, which comic?
It was one of the. It was back when IDW had the rights.
Oh.
Who have the rights now?
Some other British company. I just forgot.
Oh.
Yeah, but in the end, I ran with that theory, and now the 12th Doctor realizes it. He went back to the TARDIS, and while he runs, the Justice League also come in and see them. We have Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and everyone else also noticing what the TARDIS looks like in the inside. And
hey, Pika, question: Is it all right if I drop? I just got Trish just invited me to join. Is that all right with you?
Okay, you can watch this later and leave comments about how the story ends.
I will. I will. I definitely will. Don't worry. I plan on finishing up and everything.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. I'm sorry. Hey, it was here for a good hour, though, wasn't I?
Yeah, well, it was fun.
Yeah, this has been dragging a lot.
Yep. All right, later.
See you, love it. Have fun with Tristan.
Yeah. Okay, now basically the Doctor uses the one. Okay. Now, the Doctor uses some the TARDIS console to get him to feel look at his past memories, especially his 6th incarnation's memories when he first met the Valiard. And this is quote unquote this is all the dialogue that the 6th Doctor said in that episode. Recognizing. And then eventually, Master is there, and then there's the Inquisitor asking about, and then the Valiard, and then the Master lets it slip out that the Valiard was the Doctor, and then he says the Valiard is an amalgamation of the darkest sides of your nature, somewhere between your 12th and final incarnations. And as Robert said before he left, the 12th 12th and final incarnations with John Hurt's Doctor. The numbers bumped in 9th Doctor into being 10th, 10th Doctor to being 11th, and he regenerated twice. So he was both. So the 10th Doctor was both 11th and 12th incarnation, and Matt Smith was the 13th as the 11th Doctor. And in the middle there was the Metacrisis Doctor, and that caused the theory that made that the Metacrisis Doctor would be Valiard.
Wasn't that the War Doctor?
The War Doctor was its own version in between Paul McGann's 8th Doctor and Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor.
God, that's confusing. Like, Doctor Who stuff is so confusing in my brain.
Yeah, that's why you recast the act because the character with how they have been going with it.
Yeah. I talked to Doctor one time.
Basically, it is now the Doctor pointing out that he knows that Lobo was hired by that. Okay, he spells it out in this part. I believe Lobo was hired to capture all the Batmen by Valiard, who was originally created as a byproduct of my aborted regeneration from 11th to 12th incarnations. Jack, we were there when it happened. I kept the same face while by channeling all the exit regeneration into my severed hand, and it grew into the Metacrisis duplicate of those incarnations. After the Battle of Medusa Cascade, left to live with Rose in Peace World because it had only one heart, wouldn't regenerate, but would age normally and have a normal life with Rose. Don't know what happened to them after that, but now the duplicate turned into the Valiard and needs the 13 Batman for some reason.
Oh. So you made the clone from that episode into the Valiant into the Psycho. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's how what it actually is. Yeah, and now while that has been happening, there's been another boom tube opened, and Batfleck has come out of it. Batfleck has managed to escape there.
About time he showed up.
Yeah, he managed to escape. Now we see from Batfleck's point of view how he escaped. Now by using he left a listening device to bail, and but managed to see here the situation what they were going out, but eventually going out. Now he gets to the exit and he jumps out of the door while Lobo is coming in by being stealthy, and doesn't know where he is. But eventually, he takes the mother box and reminded himself on how to use it, and then use it to open a boom tube, and he jumps into the Cardiff, but he also uses but then he also uses because it is full of soldiers. He smoke bombs away, hides on the sun, but then suddenly the mother box he ripped out starts to malfunction, and it sticks to his hand, and it sticks to his hand, and then starts to him to go act hazardly against the soldiers, or hostile against them. They're basically it's a situation where he's controlled by the corrupted and botched mother box. But basically they just need to rip it out for him to regain his senses, and that's pretty much what happens. But the Justice League responds to it and everything, and they notice what is happening. The Doctor comments that is what I just explained, and he moves quickly without any hesitation. He takes most of the people out, but eventually he stops and is taken out, and this was a dumb thing I put in here. While the Batman is controlled and rampage, and he says he managed to bleed corrupt mother box, and then Aquaman shows up from the ocean. They are in Cardiff, so in the ocean. Aquaman shows up, rises from the water, riding Godzilla. This this is what TV tropes would call a big-lipped alligator moment. It just happens and it doesn't go there. It's actually something that someone who was commenting on these stories while I was writing them, basically asking me to use Godzilla. I didn't, but the caption kept begging and begging and begging, and eventually I thought, fine, this is how I'm using Godzilla. It's done now. Stop asking.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but that is used to distract Batman enough that they managed to blow up the TARDIS. The Batman is also distracted so that they can blow up the mother box from his hands. And okay, now back to Batfleck and Bale. Adam West and Christian Bale. They talk with Valeyard.
I'm just gonna call them Bat West and Baleman from now on.
Yeah, that works better. Okay. Bat Bale and Bale West, Bat West. Yeah, let's go with those. Bat Bale recognizes him from Ward as one of the Doctor's faces. Yeah, and Valeyard juggles Doctor and his faces. He was keen on keeping this one, and he doesn't blame him. It was so much sacrifice, regeneration, and to create him. Bat West recognizes that there's a clone created with memories and twisted memories. And he comments that Bat West is different from the other Lytle model, not as evil. And he calls Bat Bale evil, and because he killed people. So you at the moment you left Ra's al Ghul on the train and didn't care, was preoccupied with Clarissa, and Batfleck remembers Clarissa. And Doctor left Gotham, didn't come back, but later visited the grave, and he believed in Batman until he left Rose for the first time. And now they mention Rose. And it basically, the Valeyard as the Metacrisis Doctor, he has gone insane. He spouts nonsense. He has a word view of things, and he is basically trying to Mr. Freeze Rose into back to life, like Mr. Freeze trying to do with his wife. And even when he Bat Bale tries to use reason to talk to him, Valeyard doesn't care and just makes and just sends Autons there. Okay, listen to this rant. After they came back into our world and did this to her, he tried everything to get her back to life. But what all did I have? Doctor's memories, his love for Rose, sadness from the other lost friends, but memory of hope. And that hope was tied to Clarissa's grave and the disappointment of Batman. Clarissa's ghost had appeared at the Doctor's grave. Astrid Beth had died, and that was Kylie Minogue was in a Doctor Who episode, which was a space Titanic. And if those women had died and the Doctor to come back, then he could bring Rose Tyler back by using some perverted hatred over a Bat Bale, and use their counterpart as donor organs. And Valeyard doesn't care about doing it. If something bad happened, if he removes something quote unquote bad, then to bring back good people. And Adam West goes, "You diabolical madman." Adam West would have used this. It's something Adam West would have said. I don't know what you think you think about him or all of us, but I, for one, have always believed in justice. And then when the Autons attack, he used that anti-plastic spray. Just say Robert had to leave. He would have loved this.
I mean, knowing the cartoonish nature of Adam West Batman, it makes sense.
Yeah. And eventually, back to Cardiff, Batfleck wakes up to hear Doctor talk about filler between the multiverse. It's basically the bleed that's in the DC multiverse. The parallel universes in the DC multiverse are separated by bleed. And Batfleck sees everything and tries to get answers to what is going on. He has explained what everyone all is, and it's just what is going on. And the Doctor does this thing that he did, and as Matt Smith did it, so that you can share information by basically headbutting them. The Doctor headbutts. They unmasked Batfleck so that he's Bruce base, and he headbutt them. Some memories to make him know what is going on. And it's
I like that method. Headbutts information.
Yeah, hit the information straight into his head. 13 versions of him, Batman captured by the clone, was the 8th one, and Lobo was bringing 9th and 10th while he escaped. And where did he escape from? No idea where. There were some things, and well, he saw we saw the scene from Final Crisis, some room that was there, and where a number of, and then they go back to then the Doctor decides to use the thing that he used on Clara as Matt Smith in the Name of the Doctor episode, but that comes later. And now Bat West is confronting Bat Bell about what Valeyard said about killing Raj or not saving Raj, and then not to mention this the whole thing about the Metacrisis Doctor was created at the in between stories in the prequel where I was doing those the connecting points where the Doctor came back. It was after the Metacrisis Doctor has created when the Doctor saw the truth about Two-Face and how it was. So Metacrisis Doctor doesn't have those memories. The Metacrisis Doctor has the memories up to a point, and as far as he knows, the Nolanverse Batman killed Harvey Dent and those other police officers that Two-Face killed. But the Doctor knows because he went and saw what Harvey Dent as Two-Face, and he explained, and Bat Bell explains it to Bat West here, and then they talk about the differences between their universe and how they are different, and the logic goes out the window.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I had to get some lunch. I'm hungry.
And then, but in the end, they realize that they need to get out of there and find the Doctor, and because they can hopefully the Doctor can stop Valeyard from what he's doing. And
yeah, that makes sense. Also, I heard about Godzilla. That was funny.
Yeah, so out of nowhere.
Okay, now back at the. Back in the TARDIS, which is still in Cardiff. Originally in the Void, but the Doctor explains what the bleed is in the multiverse, and they don't have an official list, but they we think that, but there will be universe designated by numbers here and there. But eventually, Batman, Batfleck then now tells them that there's a big bad wolf project, and the Doctor realizes that it's about Rose.
Yeah, this is not gonna go well. Someone's gonna die, right?
Yes, or is already dead. And now there is the
Wait, who died?
Rose is in a half. Let's say that she's in a half-life situation.
Oh, half dead, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the Doctor is now doing some stuff, and Batfleck then sees the Kyrie stand in wearing her Robin style clothes and asked, "How did you become a Robin?" And that. And said that the Doctor earlier said that she is Bat-Bale's Robin. So what did you do and basically how did she become? When Batfleck is obviously comparing Kyrie stand into his Robins and how did she make the cut, and basically she tells what happened in the second story, saved her from a war zone, needed to make useful. Taught stealth, but other stuff. He passively taught her in the other story, but during those 3 years they have lived in hereafter, they have probably spent some time where he was also maybe taught her and the Sora stand and stuff. And from Batfleck in the Batfleck's point of view, guys, he's initiated, much like Tim and Dick, Comert and Jason wasn't lying. It was hard to tell, but only other Batman that could have fought her off like that. And uniform didn't look useful, something a girl her age would wear, but that was what a Robin was supposed to look like.
Unpredictable.
But eventually then Okay, Jack and Doctor are talking about Rose and talking about what happened with other stuff. And
about me and him.
No, about me. Hey, they were there in that parallel world. They saw what happened to it. The place was in ruins and covered with the remains of Cybermen. They were afraid. They were both afraid, but what Batman told about Clone Hand doing is desperate and insane. The process of what Batfleck was talking about is called crisis regeneration. I made this up.
Oh, you made it up because that made
It's something where you go to extremes to get and take those 13 versions of the same person and incorporate them into a regeneration cycle. The common way to do it is to take them from different periods of said person's time stream, but due to the paradoxes it would cause, no Time Lord would ever prove it would work. So using alternate universe counterparts, you don't need to worry about paradoxes.
I'm gonna go eat some dinner. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The Valeyard is attempting to create artificial regeneration energy with that theory to keep Rose Tyler alive. And couldn't that work? And if it's just and why did he call Rose with the full name? It's to show that 12th Doctor has basically somewhat moved on from whatever. Because he has lived over 2,000 years and has made many mistakes. Recently, he decided to do something about.
Wait, what was the mistake he made?
I think this is a quote that maybe Matt Smith said, or what?
Yeah, that's
true. Or Peter Capaldi said in his first episode. In one of those episodes that leaked without special effects, and I looked them up and to get some basis on what to write with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Crisis energy regeneration has never been done, and the results are unknown. Not to mention the lengths Valeyard is going to create it. Reasons are so he has been stopped, and why would it be called Bad Wolf Project? And
I don't care.
Doctor just cares about the aftermath. And
yeah, I'm with Doctor. This one, like, I don't care. Like, we need to get the shit done. We need to save it. And that's what Doctor would do.
Okay. Eventually, Batwest and Batvale managed to realize that they are also they have been trapped in a TARDIS. Yes, but we will say it's the Master's TARDIS.
Oh no!
Yeah,
not
because Valeyard is basically using the Master as a go to get as an in between, or using him like maybe as a revenge for bringing him out late.
He's a ridiculous psychopath who had no.
I think this is the Roger Delgado version.
Which one was that one?
It's a classic version from long before the new versions.
I only know the new version. I don't know classic version. I don't know.
Well, it's one of those older versions, not from the modern era.
Yeah.
And eventually they escape that TARDIS and find them outside. But there they find someone else who is locked. They find the Nix Uotan from Final Crisis.
Final Crisis.
Yeah. And that now, because the Master's TARDIS, it's in bleed where the monitors, those monitors from Final Crisis were up.
Or from Countdown to Final Crisis,
or Countdown, or whatever it was the situation. It wasn't until I don't remember when was it when they took when those different monitors were taken out of the game and they just made the Mar Novu original monitor.
It was Countdown to Final Crisis explained the monitors. Not really, it made no sense. And then we got Final Crisis. Final Crisis ignored Countdown. It meant nothing. Countdown Final Crisis is something of a collector of a story that even I can't explain it. I really need to do a team up with a lot about that story because I do want to tell that story someday.
Yeah. Okay. And now eventually, Selina and Clara talk about what notice about and Kairi talk about how they were with Batfleck and they talk about Robins and eventually the Doctor decides to, because Batfleck has been there, he decides to use. That comes eventually. But what else is right in the middle here? Okay, Aquaman is brought on the TARDIS, and okay, now he does this thing. In the name of the Doctor, there was that point where they needed to get to Trenzalore by taking the memory circuits, and the Doctor takes that same tube that was in the Clara's hand, and he sticks it into Batfleck's hand, the same hand that had the corrupted mother box earlier. So it still has a wound connected here that connects to with some energies, and now is connected to the TARDIS memory circuits and to the TARDIS itself. And this actually causes a chain reaction to something that happens in later stories. Just say that when I cover that story later, remember this scene.
Will do.
Now, they use those telepathic circuits to go through Batfleck's memories and otherwise find a path that they can use to get to Bleed where Valeyard is.
Yeah, to win
with the other Batman. And they see these. They see his memories. Some of them from his parents' death memory. Young Bruce meeting Zatanna in the. That's from Paul Dini's Detective Comics run.
I never read that
Training, growing first days as Batman, some kind of initiation with Dick Grayson cameo. The first Robin, and Bruce with Talia while they're conceiving Damien.
Of course.
Jason Todd's death. First time Batman met Superman on a friendly terms. Remember, this was still before BVS came out. I was going with comic book continuities and mostly just fantasy casting everyone with actors.
Yeah.
Maybe Tim Robin and Damien showing up. Batman Incorporated.
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Damien died. Batman confronts Talia and
butchered that
Talia, and eventually they get the coordinates. And hold on, the Doctor explained this earlier at some point.
By the way,
they use the TARDIS telepathic dedicated circuits to get the coordinates from his mind with that thing we just went over.
Yeah.
Then they use Cyborg's mother box technology to open a boom tube, and Zatanna's magic protects the TARDIS from bleed corruption, which is what we saw happened with Batman when he came out against with one of his own. So they do that, and then they fly into the time vortex and the bleed, and this is from Bat Bales and Bat West, where they find Nix Wotan. Nix Wotan explains who the monitors are, about the crisis, and second Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis. And even while they're talking, the TARDIS appears there.
Okay. By the way,
this is the guy who asked about the Godzilla cameo, and I'm responding to, it was right there. Stop begging me for it.
Yeah, that was one of the motherfucking highlights, and you missed it. Pardon my ignorance with Titan Vampire within the Lord. Missing in the lane. I can't remember.
Something.
By the way, when I think Butcher, I meant in Bad Blood.
Not much anymore. After this, there was just four.
Sorry, I went to the anime movie, Batman Bad Blood. The anime movie about acting of Batman Incorporated, but they put this in that movie.
Not sure about that movie, but I think if I ever going to cover that, I would do separate videos on the whole Court of Owls video, and then the Born to Kill story that Peter Tomasi did with Bruce and Damien, and then I'll cover the Batman vs Robin movie, and then do the Bad Blood movie. If I were to do that, I would probably need to do that as a 4 videos project.
Yeah. If you need help, I can help you. I can help you to do my set video and give a video to you.
Not sure, but we'll see about that later. Okay, TARDIS lands into the Neil, which is the safe spot in the bleed. Also, it should be the Doctor and the TARDIS appears, and Bat West and Bat Bale are they see them, and then they recognize the Doctor doesn't recognize Bat Bale doesn't recognize as the Doctor, but he recognizes Clara, and eventually then the other guy. Now then everyone else walks from the TARDIS. It's basically like clowns coming out of a very small car, and Batwest is just at it. And Batfleck, when they're coming out exiting that, they were then dialogue. Everyone's responding to what they are finding, and eventually Batfleck takes them. He put a listening to or tracking device on Batbale and just activates it so that are they outside here? Oh, hey, Gordon! When he steps out, he just after we're done here, I'm officially retiring.
That's funny. Yeah, I would retire too.
Yeah, and then they compare technologies from the 60s and mid-20 and 2010s.
Yep.
And then they compare back and forth each other. Other people have saying Satana is used to revitalize the Nix Autumn, and then he recognizes them as Prime Earth or Earth Zero, 45 and 30. I don't remember why I did that. Well, actually, I do, but let's not go over that right now. And then Lobo appears with the other Batman. Rest of the Batman he was sent to pick up.
Yep.
Superman stops him, and then they go that. And now they have the Batman of Earth 21, Earth 19, aka Gotham by Gaslight.
Of course.
And Batman of Earth 21, which would be the Commonwealth.
Who?
The actual Holy Terror Batman, not the one Frank Miller wrote, but the one where he became a priest or a reverend.
Oh. I completely forgot that story with the thing.
It's a story that was called where it was where America was done with Commonwealth.
Oh. Okay.
And we have Reverend Batman, who actually he notices the Superman as Green Man, Satana as the Witch, and Aquaman as Arthur, because they were in that Holy Terror story.
They were?
They were one of those people who were captured by that magistrate that was led by the guy who in the main continuity would have been the one who finds Martian Manhunter when he was taken from Mars.
Oh, so he's a villain at the
Yeah, he was a villain in that story. He was someone who died of a heart attack in Jean Jean when he was brought from Mars, and in that other story he was then used as a villain.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. I don't like it, but fine.
Yeah. And then but since they are all there, and Lobo is they are able to overpower Lobo into basically being there, get the door open and let us in and get us into the other TARDIS.
Yep. And bang, bang, bang.
Master is caught in the business. He says that when he opens the door that 3 have escaped. Your employment has to be and smack zap this bow. So they most of the Batmen who are there, everyone but except the Reverend punches him out.
That's so funny.
The doctor is just didn't expect to find you here, but this is your TARDIS, and this is you before your trial, aka it's the Roger Delgado version before the trial that led to him becoming Eric Roberts in the Paul McGann TV movie.
I never saw that TV movie.
Look it up. You can. It's not really something that you can watch once, acknowledge what it is, and then move on with it.
Yeah, it means nothing in the long run.
And then they can.
He's pretty good doctor, for what I heard.
Paul McGann.
Yeah, Paul McGann. He played the doctor.
Yeah, and then but that's as far as Lobo can help them. So now, pretty much they need to split it up. And hey, I looked up some. I did find some other Batman actors for the other characters, like the Gotham by Gaslight Batman is played by Kevin Porter, the Bat in the Sun Batman,
Don't know
from
who
those
it
fan
is.
from those fan films.
Yeah. No sort of films. Clark Barton, don't know who that is either.
Clark Bartram was the Batman Dead End fan film, the one where Batman fought Alien and Predator. It's a 10-minute fan film.
That's cool.
Yeah, not to mention his costume was one of those that was basically seen by true text that Alex Ross was something that Alex Ross would have drawn, that kind of bat suit.
Okay.
And then there's and apparently, at the point when I wrote this thing, the first Peter Capaldi's first episode came out.
I said Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, the deep breath happened. Outsiders Beyond Good and Evil. That's one of the others. My other stories that actually happens while this was happening from the Justice League's point of view. That story is ongoing.
So the parallel story.
Yeah.
Similar to the ASM book.
Okay, now Bad Wolf.
Which
Chapter Bad Wolf.
I think
Now they're running in labyrinths and they need to split up eventually.
Okay.
Gordon was teamed up with Batbell and Batfleck, Dr. Jack and Superman and Selina, and others were meant to make containment parts for the other Batmen and other Batman, while Bat West led them to get their equipment. And as another form of punishment, Lobo was left to guard the doors with Aquaman, with the two Batmen who had been brought there, aka the Gotham by Gaslight and the Reverend One. And Cyborg stood behind to decipher the Master Stardust for Valiant's plans. And then they have Autons, and they talk about the Autons extending as the plastic duplicates run by Nestine's consciousness, which is not here, so they are controlled by the bleed. It has mean that Valiant has an army, but they have an immortal Jack. They have Superman and Catwoman, whom Doctor just the Doctor just calls her Catwoman, but the Nolanverse Selina never called herself Catwoman. I've just been gone over once or twice. And Batbell asks his Selina when did the Doctor turn Scottish? Because he's talking very Scottish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, but on the other end, the other Batmen who have been also kept in pods, they have been taken out and put into that machine.
Oh, they're dead.
Yeah, and Kyrie says that okay, they will go after the Doctor and our Batman, and Adam West says precisely, Robin.
That's funny.
Yeah, and hallways keep changing, they shrink, and ceiling is lower, TARDIS goes on. Zatanna uses her magic to point them to proper directions to run in. And again, ignore this. This is them fighting again. This doesn't happen. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. But eventually, Adam West manages to get them to where the equipment are kept, so they can pick them up and give to the other Batman when they find. But among them, they also they find something else besides Batsuit pieces. They find hold on, where it said it's a tuxedo jacket, children's size tuxedo jacket. Meaning that Valiant had Lobo captured versions of Batman, but one of them is a version who is not Batman yet.
What? Got it, dog.
It's literally a young Bruce Wayne who was taken from the moment his parents were killed.
Jesus, that dog.
Also, Gotham was happening around this time.
Oh yeah, that TV show.
It's David Mazo's.
That TV show was so bad. It's so not good.
It was it had its moments, but then it fizzled out.
I dropped out after seeing dude to make the flea. Like, you put him at the flea.
Yeah, it was.
That was the button more for me. Like,
I think after it ended, I just binged through it while I was doing on the background while I was doing something else.
Yeah, I didn't even watch all of it. I just watched like I think I watched it.
Oh, okay. On the other party, Superman pulls them into the into the room where the other Batmen have been put into the pods, and Rose and the aged Rose Tyler has been put into the pod above. The doctor, Jack tries to get her out. Doctor says, "Don't just yet." But Rose is in the lower row in the middle, and above them, Superman flies up.
Sorry, I'm trying to
No. Why? The doctor questions why Rose is in a condition that needs Batman to do that, and Superman then finds that it's the Gotham version of Bruce Wayne. 13-year-old Bruce Wayne dressed in a family night at movies at the movies or opera. At the movies or opera.
Yeah.
So, and they recognize and both Batfleck and Batman recognize that it's me, you, we on the night our parents were killed. And Gordon is just now okay. Ian Gordon is, but this is wrong.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna go on this one.
Oh, and Jack accuses Doctor of knowing about it, and it just says it's how the crisis regeneration works. You need the earliest version of the source person to start the process. That can't be either of them. The Valiant has the source connection into Batman from Rose's universe, and in Batbale, and without him the process can't be started. So Batbale is basically the one that because Rose and Batman were originally from the same universe, she's the connection that they need to use.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh. But eventually now the Doctor says, okay, since the process has not even been started, they can start taking the Batman out. But then Valiant shows up and says no, and then says, Doctor, which one of us looks better? Okay,
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Now, did you listen on the back? You didn't.
I was downstairs eating some dinner.
Okay, so which one did you leave?
Good question.
Okay, as a quick run through, every Batman so far has been they managed to get to the Master Stardust where they escaped from. Everyone, Justice League, Doctor, and all the Batman included. They have reunited with everyone. They have gone to they managed to stop Lobo while he was bringing two Elseworlds Batmen along with him. The Gotham by Gaslight version and the not Frank Miller's Holy Terror version. Not Frank Miller's Holy Terror version. And then while going through everything else, and they also figured out that the Gotham version of young Bruce was also taken from the moment when his parents were killed.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and now they are back in the room where most of the Batmen and that they had been captured are in the same device with Rose, and Valiant also has confronted them with Autumn's. Superman speeds at him, tries to grab him in the air, but Autumn shoots Superman down, and Superman seems weakened by it because, as Valiant says, there is no sun here to recharge your cells and powers. Every time you use them, you just get weaker thanks to the bleed radiating red sunlight. And Jack yells at him. And Jack yells him at the Valiant that the Doctor he knew is not the same, and that Valiant is doing this out of his free consciousness, and as far as he knows, Batman is evil because again he was cloned before the Doctor knew about Harvey Dent.
But Valiant always crazy.
The Doctor tried to say, you were cloned from me before I met Batman again, and before I regenerated out of that phase. If you only have those same memories as me from before your creation, you don't know the whole cover-up. But Valiant doesn't care. Gordon even himself says, we lied to everyone about Harvey Dent's death. Batman didn't kill Dent, he saved family, but Valiant doesn't care. He said he saved my wife and child children from Two-Faced monster they had turned into into Batman. Yeah, Valliant just yells, I said I don't care. Yeah, and even and Batfleck is just comment about he's too obsessed to his cause to listen to reason, just like damn with this website. It should be said just like Mr. Freeze with his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Batman then unmasks himself and does a step forward, and he's genuinely sorry for what has happened to her. But whatever hatred Valliant has against Batfleck is with him. Let the others go. But Valliant just said he needs the source version, you and the earliest version, the young one. And Jack said he's not a saint, referencing to Children of Earth, the 456 incident. And Rose wouldn't want. And Auton shoot Jack, as pointed out, but he's immortal. He won't die to that. And just says, now get back into your pods. And Selina then goes berserk in charging at them. And she doesn't. Batman doesn't deserve any of this. And Superman gets back up. Valliant then reveals that the Autons that he has are Autons are rearming, and the Doctor goes. The Doctor is then decides to take Rose out from her pod. No one needs to be. No one needed to be smart enough to realize that the Doctor was attempting to open and take Rose out. And Valliant goes berserk. Don't do that. She don't survive. And the Doctor says, I know, because she is dead already and cannot be saved.
That's not true.
Yeah. And the Doctor says, I'll stop yanking this door once you tell me what happened to her. What was that happened to her that would cause you to sacrifice 12 men and a 13-year-old boy to their death? But Valliant doesn't say anything, and then the Doctor says, what would cause me to sacrifice 12 men and a 13-year-old boy to death? And so don't say it was a time war. You handpicked these versions to be your victims. What happened?
And now we find out
Rise and fall of the Cyber Manhunters.
Wait, what?
We'll get to that. Cyborg then figures out something. That causes him to run and catch up with the other group, with Wonder Woman, Kyrie, and the others, and they need to have to stop Valliant from what he's doing and send the Batmen back to their worlds, because the Valliant has been using the bleed to replicate the regeneration from the Batman, but they are also still connected to their universe. So once the process is initiated, the excess bleed will leak into their worlds and consume them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's another unfortunate incident, because if the bleed ends up leaking all the way to their universes and consume them, they would become... I'm sure Final Crisis and or Countdown had an example of what would cause from that.
It didn't really work. Damn, webcam. Sorry.
Yeah, but it won't be a good thing. Let's just go with that. It's not a good thing.
Agreed. It's a very bad thing.
Yeah, and so the Doctor demands the answers on what happened, but Valliant then sends the Autons. But then when the Autons attack, they change with the plastic duplicates morphing from their size, and then essentially they look like Cybermen, but with new features. Essentially, they are... The Mother Box was not the only piece of technology that the Valliant took from other universes. He also got Manhunter technology to merge with Cybermen. So we have Cyber Manhunters.
Green Lantern Manhunter technology.
Yeah. But good thing there are no Green Lanterns here, because those things could drain, basically are threats, because they can drain the Green Lantern's rings.
Yeah. But they're powerful Green Lantern energy.
Yeah, and of course Jack comments that the upgraded Cybermen, Batfleck as Manhunters. Gordon goes, what are Manhunters? And basically, Batfleck says, androids created to our universe by the Guardians until they developed a glitch that resulted in the slaughtering of an entire space sector, and then they were replaced by the Green Lantern Corps. And Selina just commented, wow, what kind of universe do you have?
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah, and then the Manhunters are coming at the TARDIS or exit, and Aquaman deals with them. Lobo conflicts with. And this is kind of another thing because since Jason Momoa has now been recast to play Lobo from Aquaman.
Yep. I'm intrigued by that casting. That turns out would be good. Who knows? Speak of the Justice League.
Okay, but otherwise, yeah, this is would be a filler scene.
Yeah.
They fight against the Doctor against the Cyberman hunters up to a point, and up to eventually Selina's and Gordon's guns ran out of ammo. Both Batman's belts ran out of equipment, and Superman wasn't strong enough to fight anymore because even his powers get drained up.
Yeah.
And now he yells to get in the pods. Then Aquaman come, but Aquaman and Lobo eventually ran after them. Cyborg saw what he saw and he ran to the other group. Aquaman and Raider saw that same thing and ran to the other group along with Lobo. So they come in as the help, and then Cyborg comes up, and Cyborg essentially EMPs. Cyborg uses an EMP.
Yeah.
And that causes the Cyberman hunters to shut down.
Yep.
But also the pods and the machines, that also gets shut down. And that causes the other Batman to get out, pulled out. The young Bruce also runs out. And a funny situation. The young 13-year-old who falls out, Selina catches her, and this like, oh,
awkward.
Yeah.
It is
and Valiant screams a big no. Because when the pods opened and all the different Batmen came out, also Rose did, and she is very much dead. And then Clara also with the other group also shows up. Valiant sees her, and he only saw Clara as Clarissa, and he saw Clarissa is dead, and so his problems are already still getting even. How are you still alive? It just makes it even worse for him. The doctor just shushes him, and then the doctor picks up Rose's remains, dead silence, and just congratulate. And okay, the Rose probably was dead for a moment for Doctor to look through her memories, and from based on how he just congratulates the Valiant for having given her that you gave her a good life and proved me I wasn't mistaken in leaving you and your half pudding brain, because the doctor used to call humans pudding brains.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor walked away with Rose's body and then helping Jack move, and Clara helps Mimmin Jack move. Every Bruce Wayne takes their stuff, puts them on as they leave. Walking out of the hallway, the console room at the exit, phone Jack gets a phone call about Lobo. Okay, some stuff has been going on. Okay, this was me, how I was going at the whole, how I killed Rose Tyler off, and with the Valiant, and also Moffat, because it was something that I'm sure Stephen Moffat would have written.
Yeah, he would have done it. Would it be good?
No idea, but no. This is also, I think, some things in the story could have been better.
Yeah, I agree. It could have been better.
Yeah. Okay, and now final section.
We're near the end.
I like dialogue there. Nope. Yes. Nope. Yeah. No, it doesn't count. Yeah, it counts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gordon just well. Thank you very much. Gordon tells Lobo, because yes, I fracked up the whole thing, and Gordon says not that. Batman has been what? According to Gwen, Lobo's rampage in Gotham was taken as a sign for the dormant criminal element to take the city back. And since most of the police force were incapacitated and everyone thinks Batman is dead, this is the perfect window of opportunity for what the criminals are left in Gotham to take over. And well, this leads to what will be pure fan service now with this, because if there are criminals running around the Nolan version of Gotham, and we have 13 Bruce Waynes, out of which 12 are active Batmen.
And one.
We are going. This is basically that crime wave is going to get responded with by 12 versions of Batman, all acting at the same time.
Won't that confuse a lot of people? Won't people?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. But now, there's the whole thing. They explained that they can't use the Justice League to get temporarily involved in the affairs of the future. So they decided to do that first. They're going to have to ask to agree to become their world. So basically, they do that, or they use, but okay, they do the whole thing that the Batman, all the Batman that they have, they go to respond to the crime wave, but with their methods. They can use it stealthily. They can be active. They can be fast, and they can make it look like Batman has temporarily returned, and then it can have an impact.
Okay.
And later, and also Kairi comes to say that she's going to be a Robin next to her Batman, and then they come there, and Gordon they get back to the GCPD. Gordon goes light up the bat signal, and while that is happening, the Doctor, Clara, Selina, and Zatanna take the 13-year-old Gotham version of Bruce back to his Gotham universe, where the core bodies of his parents are still laying. It's like they leave him in the moment when he was taken from the moment when his parents were killed. So they just leave him back there after his parents were killed. So eventually he can be picked up by most people who come to respond to the Waynes being killed.
Yeah.
They leave some into his subconsciousness into that Bruce's subconscious. They give some words of wisdom to him. So basically, that you can be brave. We know that what you become, and that's and eventually then the Doctor does the whole once upon a time the end mental block. He just puts it and just basically dials back, but everything he just experienced, so that he just comes back into reality where at the side of his parents.
Wait. But won't that match with his memory? Because if he
he might have the memories, but they are locked in his subconsciousness. As far as he knows, he just saw his parents get killed, and now he is reacting to it.
Okay, that part I get. But if the memory get unlocked, won't that be bad?
Yeah, it's still. I don't know if they ever come back. Gotham never got to a point where they probably could have come back, but
who knows?
Who knows? Even the Doctor just mentions he's not proud of what they've done, but it was still something that they had to do.
Yeah. Mine said,
Nick Orton has been brought back up, and now they come back, and how they are going to deal with the 12 Batmen running around. So the whole thing is that they give unit basically Batman Incorporated.
But
so that they can explain the Batman that what they did, that the whole thing that Batman that happened. Happened. We have here it's a quick scene here that everything that has been happening. There are false phasers, Joker's band gang, and some Emperor Penguins led by the version of Penguin and so on. But every Batman responds to it and takes them down. And then when there are questions about how that happened, the unit can just explain that they have a new initiative called Batman Incorporated. They have soldiers who have taken up Batman's methods, and they have moved on to deal with it like that.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's running through it big, and this is maybe the second to last scene now. It's that the hillside next to Wayne Manor that has been now in the Nolanverse renamed to Thomas and Martha Home for Orphan Children. It's at the graveside of of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and Bruce's and Bat-Bale's own empty grave. We have Adam West, we have Bat-Bale, and Batfleck there. They explain to Kyrie Stan in what happened in Dark Knight Rises, and Batfleck explains what Batman Incorporated is. 6 hours from now, as he says, United Nations Intelligence Task Force will make a statement that they have created Batman Incorporated to do what Bruce Wayne did in Batman Incorporated. Train their soldiers to work and operate in the same efficient way that Batman did. They say they saw what was happening in Gotham as the perfect opportunity to test this initiative, and everyone will believe that the GCPD gave it in their thanks. That's how they explain how there were 12 Batmen running around.
And that's how we got Batman go back.
Yes, and it's an ideal plan. And Justice League is now by this point ready to leave in Cardiff to their own world, and TARDIS will then pick those two back to their home. And Nick Autumn takes Bat West, and I actually drew this scene. I'll show it to you. After we're done.
Okay.
After the story is done, I'll show this picture to you. Okay. So this is goodbye then. This is goodbye then. Bat West said, turning the other Batman to see Monitor had already sent them to the old world. And then, gentlemen, it has been an honor. And then they have all three shake their hands in proper respects. It has been an honor, and despite the circumstances, it was good seeing how the life could have gone with different perspectives, and eventually that's how it goes. They send, but eventually also that when they take, the Doctor takes Batfleck to the Justice League, and Kyrie Stan asks about what happened to Rose, and Doctor just said that she was killed long time ago by someone who could walk in her brain.
What?
And Batfleck is and did not mind link to her. When I didn't mind link to her, trying to see what happened. Her memories from her life were to see she had a good life, but their final moments were manually scrambled.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, it's the whole identity crisis thing, but it was more malicious kind of thing. But that Batfleck recognized that what was done to her was an assassination, and they asked about Valliard. No, nothing that makes sense. He keeps playing his world's Batman. But Batfleck just says that the Justice League is taking Valliard to their world.
That's a bad idea.
It would be a bad idea, but it's something that there are still strings on still too many holes that they need to investigate, and it's
loose ends to tie up. Loose ends to tie up.
Yeah, loose ends to tie up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they take that. So the Justice League Justice League left their world, and the Justice League, what they do next is in that other story that I was also writing at the same time as this rewrite. And then the Doctor realizes something else. With 14 Bruce Waynes, 12 Batmen, 1 child fallen by a vampire, and then champions and vampire, then they recognize that the vampire version that they encountered was that it was a good gone bad version, but then he realized, what if there was a version of Batman in Pete's world that was all through evil? An evil Batman who killed Rose and caused Valliard to hate everything that had anything to do with Batman. But but they still have Davros' database from Quard. They try to see something, and here it's left as a cliffhanger for following stories that Pete's world, where Valliard and Rose lived, was Earth 3.
The crime syndicate?
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah. Outsiders Beyond Good and Evil, which is the story that ran parallel with this one, was half Trinity War with other rewritten narrative. It had other characters and other stuff, but still had the skulls that used the Pandora's box. But not the same Trinity War. But the second half, that was Forever Evil.
Oh. Oh shit, that's not good.
Yeah.
And what the hell?
Yeah.
But then we had 2 Dark Side
Yeah.
War. Where's that?
No, it didn't lead to Dark Side War. It led to something else because the crime syndicate had a different kind of reaction that led to resurrection to another story, and that led to another story that was then that I then turned into the Blackest Night, and then after that there's the whole Batman Pokemon crossover with the Dark Knight's Metal. But that was the story. And now I'll show you that picture I drew.
Okay.
All right.
The story was so cluster fucking confusing, but I think it made sort of sense.
Okay, let's go back to the entire things, and no, that's the thumbnail, but this is the drawing I did.
Goodbye, gentlemen. It's been an honor. That's so cute.
That looks nice. I like it.
It's adorable. I love it.
Oh.
I can draw for shit, but your drawings are amazing.
Yeah. And it was also kind of sad because 3 years after I drew this, Adam West passed away.
Yeah, that broke my heart. No. Why? I hate death.
Oh. Okay. Before going to that other story, there's also the Man of Steel Harry Potter crossover. We'll probably have a look at that in next month.
Yeah, there's no way we can cover all of those in one day.
Okay. Yeah. We'll look at that at some point.
Yeah.
But this has been that. And let's talk about going future. The Green Lantern video I have been editing, that's almost done. I just need to replace some music because I already uploaded it once today and it got copyright claims, so I need to find different music with. But I'll try to get it to premiere on Friday.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So
you take your time, it's no rush.
Yeah. So I will link you guys and Robert to the description after this, and then let's go with that. People who watch this in the future, check out Devia's channel, check out my channel, look at videos that are also done.
Yep.
And see you on the next coverage that happens sometime in the future. And may your heart be your guiding key.
Bye.
Bye.